Hello, everyone. Thanks, everyone that is here in chat for the unofficial SGDQ reveal show. I'm going to just kind of go around the table here, let everyone introduce themselves. Welcome in. I'm bryonato. All three of us here are on Games Committee, and this is we're here to just talk about some of our favorite games on the games list. This games list runs really, really deep. So I just wanted to put a show together just to talk about all the stuff that I'm excited about, because there's so much stuff I'm excited about. So yeah, swooce, Konception, if you all just want to take a minute, introduce yourselves, go for it.
Yeah, my name
Yeah.
is Konception. I'm also, as Bry said, on the games committee. I've also run a few times as well. I'm usually in the awful or silly block if I do run. So you might have seen me there too if you're unfamiliar. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about games. There's a lot of good stuff here.
Yeah, I'm swooce. I also like games. I ran Egg last event. That's
Egg.
my one claim to fame.
Egg.
Gaming. We love games.
Well, cool. The reason I'm excited about this list is because I feel internally a word that was used a lot to describe it was eclectic, which I kind of
Yeah.
agree. There are just a lot of, for me, like I've been on Games Committee since SGDQ 2020 was the first event that I contributed to, and there are a couple of runs on this list that I feel like I have been hoping to help get into the event for like since 2020, so that's a lot of GDQs. So anyway,
Yep.
I'm just really excited about some stuff. So let's just hop into it. I have a bit of a slideshow I've prepared. I got 17 different runs we're going to talk about here, and then Konception and Swooce will share some stuff that has appealed to them specifically as well. So let's get going. First run I want to talk about. Yeah. I Am Your Beast 100% from Flying Ludicolo. This run is super dope. A bit of an indie darling FPS that came out last year in the 100% category. I think is really, really cool. Oh, yo, what's up, Flying Ludicolo in chat? That is awesome. Yeah, no, this game is a banger. I was really glad when I saw that we got this category submitted. And I like that we have 100% in particular with this game, just because there's so much to unpack with this game. It has a lot of really cool immersive sim elements. I find a lot of the combat is generally speaking, the CPU isn't like super difficult. Like you're not like at risk of death a lot of the time. But as you can see, it's almost becomes kind of like a shooting gallery, and it's really, really precise. This run rules. How do y'all feel about this?
Yeah, this run is sick. I think FPS runs are really fun in general. Like when they tend to have some like wild movement. They tend to have like often there's some like collectible aspect to it that we see, especially in the 100% runs. But I really, really like FPS puzzles. I think FPS puzzles are really interesting, especially from a speed perspective. So when this got submitted, I was all in. This is a really, really interesting one.
Yeah, I was introduced to this game from like a casual perspective with a friend playing it, and it's just a very cool game, like even outside the speedrun. So I mean, it's a game made for speed, so doing it fast and doing everything in the game is super interesting.
And yeah, I really enjoy just again to focus on the 100% category of it too, is especially for these runs that require creative problem solving. I just love seeing how speedrunners tackle, having to check all the boxes on all of these specific individual levels. So, I mean, if you're a fan of immersive sims in general, whether it be something like, Dishonored or System Shock, or Prey 2017 or BioShock or something like that, this is definitely a game not only to check out at SGDQ, but just to play. I don't know what the price is off the top of my head on Steam, but I think I want to say I picked it up for like around $20 last year, and it's
on sale right now for $12.
It's on sale right now,
so
yeah.
40% off.
Yo, so many great people in chat. What's up, y'all? Thanks y'all for being here for this. But yeah, really, really excited for I Am Your Beast 100%. And yeah, glad that we are showing off the full game, because I think it deserves to be shown off in full. This is probably my favorite category of this game.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. This one is going to fly, so get ready for this one. This one's going to be a good time.
Yeah. Super stoked. Okay, let's move on to our next game. Okay.
Oh, yeah. First of all, best name. Just
first
best
of all,
name of a runner.
First of all, the runner's name is Young Buttcoin. That's
Nope, you cannot. You're not allowed to pump and dump your young butt coins. Okay, nobody even try. All right,
Not on stream.
not on stream. You'll get banned.
Yeah, I think what was I think what was crazy to me about going through when I'm reviewing games, one of the things I'll check out is like when's the last time this run was showcased, if I don't remember off the top of my head. We have only seen this game once, and at AGDQ 2012. And at AGDQ 2012, I put the estimate in parentheses. The run was an easier difficulty and was like over an hour slower than like this higher difficulty bitter run right now. So talk about, I mean, especially when we consider, I feel like No More Heroes, while it's a Suda51 game, it's kind of a cult classic. I was absolutely shocked that it's only ever been seen once at a GDQ. So this, almost kind of feels like a first appearance of it this time around. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. I love getting Suda51 rep on the games list anytime we can get it, just because these games are kind of just one of a kind. And as BD said in chat, this is peak Wii gaming. I don't have any personal connection to this. I'm not sure if either of y'all played any No More Heroes when y'all were growing up, but I'd love to hear any thoughts y'all have on No More Heroes.
I always
did play
wanted the
No
game
More
as a kid. I never played it.
Yeah, I never owned it, but yeah, those too young might not realize that there used to be a place where you could rent video games and then play them, and then bring them home. And I did that with No More Heroes. I think like 2 or 3 times in a row, because I really enjoyed it back in the day. I mean, like I'm a big like Star Wars fan, and like this is essentially like having a lightsaber and running around and chopping people up. I mean, like there is no way I was not going to play it. And then you can walk
goofy.
like this.
Sorry.
What do you mean? That's how I walk. That's how I've been walking
normal.
around the venue. Like, oh, I gotta get down to the stream room.
You should go to the bathroom in that case.
No,
man.
literally, this is committee running up to the the stream room when there's like something going wrong during finale or something like.
Yeah.
Us running away from the fire alarm.
Yep. Me trying to survive on 4 days of Pop-Tarts and Coke.
Oh my god. Yeah, I really appreciate this run too, just because I feel like it's kind of rare that speed runs that are harder difficulties are usually like, more entertaining runs. Like that's definitely, I don't feel like that's, in my opinion, that's not usually the case. And so I really like when we get one submitted that just kind of has the juice, and especially a longer runtime as well. I think the estimate on this was like an hour 40. And it's just like, I was enthralled kind of the whole way through. So I'm really excited for this. It's been, especially because, man, I mean, how old was I? I was 20 years old the last time this was featured. Oh my god.
Dang.
So
I'm young.
anyway,
Yeah. Different person then.
it's literally, that was like 3 lifetimes ago at this point. So
I mean, 2012 was what, like 6 years ago, I think?
Yeah, something like that.
right, only
Yeah.
No, it's 8
yeah,
years ago. That's how the
Jesus
math
Christ.
checks out.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited for this run. I think it will have, like we're kind of alluding to, it's going to have the people who are its fans, the people who have been playing it for a while or played it back when it came out. I also just think it's really cool stylistically. I think it's a really, as far as like the quote unquote hack and slash goes, I think it's really interesting. It moves really quickly. It, like you were saying, Bri, an hour 40 comes and goes with this run. So
Anyway, and also I just can't wait to see Young Buttcoin on the overlay.
yes.
Like
Yep. I hope he comes just like the most dapper, like dressed to the nines, ready to go. Keeps it so profesh. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
it's
had
gonna be
a
so
lot
good.
of fun with Young Buttcoin during deliberations. Just anyway,
Yeah.
let's.
Definitely has the award for best name of runner. This event,
I think so.
I think
yeah.
so. I
Yeah.
think I have to agree. Let's move on. Next game that I want to talk about. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this. SSX Tricky versus SSX. Oh my god, SSX Tricky versus SSX3 Bid War. This is gonna. I have to. I'm just gonna read directly off the slide. It is unfortunately 2 beautiful queens pitted against each other. Brett Jr. Is just like so good at both of these games, and both of these games for me specifically. I mean, I grew up on the original Xbox is kind of like my console, and I couldn't even tell you how many hours I have put into SSX Tricky. And JR is just so good at these games, and we're especially kind of in the same vein as No More Heroes 3. Tricky has somehow never been featured at a GDQ, which
Wow.
is crazy. And then
Wild.
SX3 was last seen in 2014. So this might as well be the first appearance for either of these games. And I'm really curious to see how this bid war is going to go, because I feel like Tricky is the most popular of the games, but I feel like SSX3 is kind of more popular in like the modern zeitgeist, just because that's the newer game of the two. So anyway, I'm not really sure what to expect, but both these runs equally cool for different reasons. What
Yeah.
are some of y'all thought? What are some of y'all's thoughts on this on either game or the bid war?
Yeah, I mean, I played a bunch of Tricky as a kid on the PS2, and I have a feeling that a lot of people are gonna, bid for Tricky. Just I think it was more popular with, the audience.
It's definitely the SSX game
Um,
for sure.
but
Mhm.
yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I'll be curious. I'm not somebody who played these games really. I have never been much of like like a skating sports game, like a Tony Hawk or this in a similar
Snow
vein.
skating.
Was not yeah, snow skating. Not a genre I played a bunch. But even so, like whenever I remember JR ran an SSX game a couple of events back, and when that one was going on, and when we were evaluating these ones, I was like, wow, there is just so much that goes into making these runs good. Like it's more than just I know the fastest way to get down the hill. There is a lot of like interesting tech, obviously shortcuts and things of that nature too, that make these like really easy watches. So I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
Even as somebody who didn't play this, doesn't have the nostalgia for it. But yeah, we're gonna need, if we think Tricky is going to blow out of the water, we're gonna need some 3 fans in the chat donating. We're gonna start recruiting now to make this like the most competitive
Yeah.
bid war of all time.
Right.
It's so funny
Mhm.
that you say that, Nerd Piggy. SSX is too hard to say. Can I shorten to SEX? There was they had for SSX Tricky, they had like some celebrity voice acting. Like if I recall, I think David Arquette does the guy with the afro. I forget the guy's name in SSX Tricky, but back in the days when there would be like video games would have like special features on the disc, kind of like movies would. They had like
Uh-huh.
interviews with all of the celebrity voice actors, and the person that does Elise was like, "Oh, the game's called SSX? Oh my god, I thought it was called SEX." And so anyway, it's just funny you say that. But
Imagine the whole time she's like, "Oh, SEX. What's so tricky about SEX? I don't know. Just seems pretty
so yeah, I'm excited for this.
tricky for some."
Definitely a nostalgia game, but I think even if you have never played these games before, aesthetically, stylistically, one of like the defining games of kind of like that early 2000s era of gaming. So I'm stoked for
Huge.
this. Both of them are are very short too. So
Yeah.
make sure you mark this one like on the schedule, because it is going to fly by before you know it, when the schedule does drop in about 2 weeks time. So
Yes.
anyway,
Yeah, this one's gonna be a sleeper hit. I have a feeling. One of those games that's like, we know because we are already evaluating. We're seeing the runs well ahead of time. It's easy to get a good sense of like, all right, this one, nobody knows how good this is going to be until it's on the stage. This is one of those that's like in the back of my mind, like this could really go if it goes away. I think it's going to. So
Yeah.
all right, moving on. Next game I want to talk about. Oh my dude, Don't Stop Girlypop from Sapphire and Pink. This is a kind of one of my favorite things about the current like FPS landscape is that we're just getting a ton of boomer shooters and a ton of movement-based FPS games that are coming out, which obviously appeals to me specifically, but Don't Stop Girlypop in particular is one of those games that really snuck up on me, because you hear the name Don't Stop Girlypop, you're like, what the hell is that? And then you watch it and you're like, what the hell is that? Like, and again, I'm just going to read directly off the slide here. I don't know that there's ever been a more perfect game specifically for Sapphire and Pink. A Y2K Girlypop boomer shooter featuring trans characters and a hyperpop gaming experience. Like, that's just Sapphire. Like, that's just Sapphire and Pink.
those are character traits of Sapphire.
true.
Yes.
Yes. Literally. I don't know. Konception, swooce. Are either of y'all FPS people at all? Like, is this in y'all's wheelhouse, or did y'all kind of have the same reaction as me when I was like, what the hell am I looking at when I saw this?
Yeah.
For me, so like, yeah, I do, and I play FPSs I enjoy. I don't like speedrun many of them or any of them really, but they are ones that I do enjoy. I was not familiar with this game, however, though, but maybe unlike other people on the committee, or not. Like when the weirder something sounds, the more excited I get to watch it and like enjoy it and see what it's about. So when I saw this one, I was like, "Oh, I bet this one." And also knowing Saf, I was like, "I bet this one is going to be a wild time," and I was not disappointed at all. So
I'm really excited for Sapphire in particular to get their first ever solo showcase. Their first ever time on the GDQ stage was S25 last year
huge.
doing the all helmets race. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for them as a runner and their energy. I think that
Yes.
yeah, I think this is I think it's going to be perfect. I'm really excited for Saf to get this opportunity. And I mean, the whole damn game is pink. Like it's just pink.
Mhm.
The whole time it's pink. So I think the run rips. I think it's a great fit for the runner in particular. And I think this, yeah, I think the showcase is gonna bang. I really can't wait. Nerd
Yeah,
Piggy saying this might end up being my favorite game in the event. Damn, really
High
cool.
wouldn't
praise.
surprise me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate seeing chat pop off about this as well. So
Mhm.
yeah, uh, really can't wait for this. Don't miss it. Estimate for this one is I think about an hour. But if you're a
Think so,
fan
yeah.
of movement-based games, if you're a fan of FPS games, if you're a fan of boomer shooters, if you're a fan of indie FPS, really anything like that, this is going to be the game for you. It's got movement, as you can see from the video. It's got like a ton of, I would call it like Doom Eternal-esque combat, the way you're kind of dashing around and kind of doing the, like, I forget what they call the, like the optimal weapon swap combo. Forget what the name for that is, but it feels like a lot of the time the combat arenas feel like Doom Eternal.
Yes.
So
Yeah, it definitely has that vibe.
also,
Yeah, did you have stuff you want to say, Swooce? Yeah, I don't want to stop over you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest FPS person, but this game is it does remind me of Doom with just the speed, you know. Um, yeah, it just is a cool game. I always love speed and movement based games, just like kind of platform adjacent, and yeah, this checks a lot of those boxes for me.
I also just love games that do like UI overload, kind of like what is happening on the screen right
yes.
now. Where just there's just
I
everything
love
that
the
is
little
going on.
Tamagotchi.
Yes. Yeah, it's
No,
so
I
good.
haven't
I
played
love
this
stuff
game,
like
so I
that.
don't know what the Tamagotchi is about, but whenever it comes up, I just like, I mean, it's a little dinosaur in a cowboy hat, which is also
Yeah.
just like, again, that's just Sapphire. Like,
Yeah. Huge. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't wait for this one. This is going to be a really really good one. And yeah, if you for some reason, I mean, like if you're in Bry's channel, I'm sure you're probably familiar with Saf quite a bit. But if for some reason you aren't, go and watch some American Truck Simulator. Saf had some great commentary on there. So if you want to get a good sense of like what kind of commentary that we could probably come to expect with this run, that's a good one too. It's gonna be a lot
Yeah.
of fun. Yeah.
all right, moving on. Okay, this one I know we're all pretty stoked about. This is a
Yes.
one of a kind race. This is going to be Spyro 3 versus Spyro Reignited Trilogy, or Spyro 3 and Spyro Reignited Trilogy. This is the same
Mhm.
game, both the OG and the remake being raced against each other. So you're going to
Yes.
get to see totally different strats for both games, and the estimates end up being about the same. So this one's being brought to you by Derek Lander and Tornite. And
Mhm.
I think this is really cool. I'm not sure if GDQ's ever had a race quite like this. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we have before, but it could be the first of its kind. I'm not entirely sure. And what I really like about it is that the at the end the one through line that these two games have together is like the movement in both of them is super sick. Like I think Spyro movement is just some of my favorite movement in any
Yes.
PS1 or any PlayStation mascot game. So I like that the movement is similar, but as far as like the strats that both players are doing, like the out of bounds are way different, the skips are way different. I think this is going to be a blast, and I'm really excited to see how the layout team tackles this as well.
Yeah, that was the concern going into it. I was like, please, I really want this. I just don't want there to be any huge tech concerns. Like I'm a big Spyro fan. I have this little
Whoa,
controller
you
holder
got
right
the
next to
guy.
the
Oh,
desk.
oh my gosh,
Holding,
that's awesome.
holding that. It's my wife's favorite game. Like it's her favorite, like of all time. Like
Oh wow,
it's big in our
awesome.
house. Yeah, it's big in our house. And when we had this submission, I was super excited for the obvious reasons as being a Spyro fan. But what really excites me is not only are they the remade and the classic versions of the game, they're actually two different categories as well that are roughly the same time across the two games. So not only are we going to see two visually different distinctive styles and routes and things like that, but you're also going to see just entirely two different runs. Like you're going to see
Yeah.
completely different stuff depending on where it is that you look. So like no matter what you're doing when you're watching this run, you're going to be seeing something that the other person is not doing, which is very exciting to me.
Yeah, I think in a race, in a race specifically, if you want to talk about from like a presentation perspective, I think it's really important to always have interesting things happening on either screen. So you can look at either one, and yeah, there's like something cool happening. And even in just this brief moment that we've watched, these two players, the two runners have approached like the exact same segment in like completely different ways. So I think this is cool. I love any sort of like PlayStation Nation, PlayStation mascot rep that we can get on the schedule. Just because I mean, man, the PlayStation runners are that is a fervent fan base right there. These guys love the
Fervent,
shit
yes.
out of their games, and I really respect that about them. So yeah, Swoops, I forget if I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember if you already shared anything. Did you have any thoughts on these?
I'm a big Spyro fan, so either one of these runs alone would be extremely good to have. So having both is super cool. I mean, we'll be able to see just a bunch of different things between the two games. Like I'm assuming the OG game just has a lot more glitches that end up getting polished in the remake. But the remake has its own set of stuff. So yeah, there's just going to be a lot of. It might be a little hard to follow just because they're going to be doing different things, but you can just you can watch either game for some amount of time, and it'll be just really cool either way.
And I also
Yeah,
want to give a
it
shout
has it
out
for
to.
everybody.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it has something for everybody. Like
A
we have
little
100
something for
eggs, so if you're
everyone.
somebody, if you're a completionist collector kind of person, you can watch the 100 eggs side. If you want to
Sure.
see how fast you can beat a game in any percent fashion, just watch the reignited side. It pleases the entire audience.
And I just want to give a shout out to Derek and Toronite for just a clever submission.
Yeah.
Like really creative. And I shout out to them for just submitting this. Like it's cool. I'm really glad that we had it submitted and that we're gonna have it on the schedule. So anyway, this is really sick.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this.
Yeah, just to go off of that as well, in general, if you have like an idea that you're like, it's weird, games committee is never going to be into it, please just submit it. Like you never know. Like
Yeah.
like I got weird taste. I really like weird stuff. So like I would really like to see more weird things. And then you never know when something's going to pop off, like when we had Evil Zone tournament on the stage,
Exactly.
or we've had like the community clash event, things like that are not standard that we put in the schedule before, but people submitted them, they had a good idea, and we were able to execute on that. So
Yeah.
please do it anyway, even
And
if you think you might not have a chance.
I'll piggyback off that too. And if y'all are ever at a GDQ or whatever, and you have questions about whether or not like you think a submission would work, or you have an idea or something, like you can talk to us too. I've definitely talked with a lot of different runners about like if I think a submission would work, or like maybe best practices for it or something like that. Like I'm always happy to. I would say we're always happy to like make our submission crop better, or help answer questions or anything like that. So
100%.
all right. Anyway, let's move on to the next run that I want to talk about. Oh my God, here we go. I don't know if people know about this game, but I was really hoping we would get this submitted when I saw that this mod came out. Gordon and Daxter. This run is fucking sick. It's literally Gordon Freeman inside Jak and Daxter. You have Half-Life movement in Jak and Daxter with the MP5 grenade boosting and everything like that. This is truly, I mean, we were talking about Spyro being one of a kind. This is, yo, what's up, Sharp? Good to see you. This is truly one of a kind, this run. And I'm really excited that Zyphos gets the opportunity to do this as well, because Zyphos is coming off the back of two incredible showcases at A26 between the Jack run and then especially the Jet Runner run that they did, which I believe was I was in the crowd for it, so I should remember this. I believe they PB'd that run as well. So this this game is truly it's. I mean, I love Half-Life. I love Jack and Daxter. So seeing like this mishmash and being able to have it on our schedule, I was just like, I'm just glad it got submitted from the beginning. I would love to hear from Konception, swooce. I'd love to hear from y'all on your thoughts on this because this is something else.
Yeah, I don't know whose idea it was to make this mod in the first place, but it's wild. Like Half-Life movement in a platformer just works perfectly. Like I've just been watching this video, and it's just this is what Half-Life was meant to be. It was meant to be a platformer, not a shooter. Like the movement just works perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Talk about, we were just talking about like doing something for everybody. This is a game for literally everybody.
Right.
If you like, if you like PlayStation platformers, it's for you. If you like FPS movement shooters, it's for you. Like it has everything. It has nostalgia. It has incredible tech. It has just like wildly impressive movement, just like Half-Life does. Like this was like a no-brainer. We have to have this, and people are going to.
And it's got airboats.
People are going to lose their minds.
It's got airboats. It's basically Half-Life. Like,
yeah, don't worry. The airboats are intact, everybody. So
yeah,
they're still there.
Yeah,
People who are not watching and tuning in and getting this perspective right now, they're gonna see this on the schedule, not know what is going on with this, just won't recognize it by name, won't make that connection. Then they're gonna see what happens, and they're going to lose their damn minds, I think.
Yeah, and I just want to highlight like this final bullet point I put on the slide. Equally hilarious and awesome. It is truly a treat to have this on the schedule. Like I feel like we are very lucky that this got submitted because this being on the schedule, this being in the event just elevates it on its own. Especially because it's so new. Like I only heard about this mod like a few months ago. So yeah, shout out the speedrun community for this, and Zyphals in particular for grinding us out, developing a route for it. It's gonna I cannot wait. And minor like just kind of alluding to the schedule, which will come out in a couple weeks. I think the placement on the schedule is going to be really fun too, with what we're using with how we're slotting it in there, and as far as the show flow goes. So this should be really cool. Any final thoughts from y'all before we move on?
No, just that make sure you tune into this one. I think this one, especially where like what Brian's alluding to, where it's going to be and stuff like that, this is going to be a really, really fun time.
Yeah, this is just really unique. I'm looking forward to it as well.
All right, next game. Okay, more PlayStation rep. More PlayStation rep. I don't know if anybody knew what this game was. Looking at the games list, let me be the first to introduce you to Missland 2. This is we're talking about one of a kind runs. This one is like so interesting.
Yeah, no one has.
This is unique for sure.
Yeah, no one has submitted this before. I can't believe it.
I don't know if anyone's played this before.
Yeah, this run rules.
This is the one and only.
This is a Spot the Difference game that released on the PlayStation 1 back in 1998. And if you look in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen there, you'll see that Joester is using a one-of-a-kind PS1 mouse peripheral. So he's using like an actual mouse that you plug in to the PlayStation, which I think is awesome. And there's even going to be a donation incentive for 1 player, 2 mice, which is like...
I've never heard that before.
You're just going to have to see it. Yeah, 1 player, 2 mice on a PlayStation 1, which I think is really, really neat. And you might be wondering, like, how do you speedrun a Spot the Difference game? I guess you're just going to have to tune in to find out, like...
Yes. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. Yeah, look, first of all, like... I don't know. I don't care if it's gimmicky or what, but like if you use a weird peripheral, I'm like already kind of natively in. I don't really need to see the gameplay just yet to like be fully convinced. If you're doing something weird like this, I'm kind of in. Now, if you're using a mouse on a PlayStation 1, weird enough. If you're using 2, that is wild. I like to think about the brain capacity that has to happen with operating a Spot the Difference thing across 2 screens, where presumably the differences might not be the same. Like that kind of breaks the brain for me. Like I feel like I would not be able to execute on that. So there, as goofy as this is in concept, I actually think it's an impressive like skill display too, because I don't think I could do this.
I also think that as far as the one of the things that Joester noted in their submission text was like crowd interaction is encouraged. So I think that's going to be really fun as far as like a live audience goes, where people are going to be like
Scream the
screaming at where the
differences.
differences are
Yeah.
and everything like that. Like I think this works. Like even if it is, you are just kind of like on rails going through these levels, like your brain is constantly trying to spot the differences. So I think it's really I think just from a viewer perspective, this run is going to be really appealing to a lot of people, and I'm excited to see how I'm just excited. I'm excited to see that two mice, 1P2M fucking
1P2M,
incentive.
yeah.
Yes.
Pitching category
Yeah,
names
I
as
just put it
mouse
in the
percent and
chat.
mice percent. Yes.
That's what they should be. That's exactly what they should be. Make
Yeah.
it more descriptive than that. You can't.
Yeah, when I think of
Yeah, this is gonna be so much fun.
this games list being like, a bit more eclectic than others, one of the first things I would point to is Missland 2.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, this is a weird one. I will be the first to tell you that this is a weird one. Again, my jam though. I'm here for it, and it's just I think people are they're just gonna think this is hilarious. I think it's just gonna be a really really good time.
This is also a very unique one. Like, who knew before this that PlayStation had a mouse?
I literally did not. I actually did
didn't.
not.
I
know
knew
about
because
the
of
SNES.
Joester and only because of
Yeah.
Joester.
I know about the SNES mouse, but everyone knows about that one.
Yeah, that's an infamously bad one.
There's a lot of games compatible with the PlayStation mouse. So,
Surprising amounts, actually. Yeah,
like,
surprising amount.
About 100.
Wait, actually? Wow, that's
Quake 2.
fascinating.
Quake 2 on the PS2 or the PS1 is compatible with the PlayStation mouse.
Oh.
Imagine if that had online play, people would have been so mad. Like,
Actually,
yeah, of course you beat me. You're using the PS1 mouse.
What's the DPI on that mouse?
I think it's
1.
2 if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah,
moving on.
So cool.
Very excited for Missland
Yes.
2 by Joester. Moving on. This is one that this is just a bryonato pick right here. BioShock Infinite any percent from Gulch. It's kind of especially when you talk about games that have not really been featured on GDQ4. Can I up the quality on this? There we go. Also, sorry, apparently there's like somebody mowing their lawn right outside my rear window, so you might hear some background noise.
Oops.
This game has only been featured, I think, 2 times in GDQ's past, once in person in 2015, and then last time by Blood Thunder for SGDQ 2020. And when you consider kind of like the pedigree of the BioShock franchise and BioShock Infinite in particular, it's wild to me that this is only the second in-person showcase of this game ever. I'm really excited for it being from Gulch in particular. I got to meet Gulch a couple GDQs ago. I want to say maybe it was S25 or A25. I don't remember. But super just super nice guy, great runner. And another reason I'm excited about this, I just saw Marduk ask in chat, what is HRH? That's one of the main reasons I wanted to highlight this. So HRH mod stands for Hill Runner's Hat mod. It is a kind of a RNG perk that you can find throughout the game, where after you take enough damage, you get like a massive speed boost. And so what runners used to have to do is they would have to play I forget exactly how long, the 20 or 30 minutes more, maybe an hour of the run until you get to this point. And then like maybe you would have like a 2% chance of finding the mod or the Hill Runner's Hat perk. And if you didn't find it, then the run was just over. And so basically back in 2019, or maybe it was 2018, what the BioShock Infinite community did was they just made a mod to guarantee that it drops, so that like you don't just have to reset for that RNG every single time, which, as you might imagine, was very controversial at the time. But I also feel like, as I've noted in the bullet point here, I feel like HRH mod was kind of one of the pioneers of the modern speedrunning landscape, where you see, I feel like that was kind of welcomed in the onset of categories like restricted or something like that, where people are just kind of making frankly arbitrary rules to make the run more fun or more enjoyable, like rule changes that are more in favor of like the runner experience rather than just purity of the game, which I think we've seen a lot as far as like modern speedrunning goes. And I think that's really cool, and I think that's really important to feature in our show.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. You go, Swooce.
I remember when this mod was introduced, and it was very controversial. But I'm a big fan of the whole thing of runners being like, "Hey, this sucks. let's do something about it, and then something's
Mm.
done about it, and it doesn't impact anyone. You make a new category, and there you go. You have a better time running the game other than grinding for forever to have a good time. So
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm a big proponent as well of like making your speedruns fun, because sometimes with how games shake out, the most optimal way to complete it is just not fun to grind for or not fun to do. Or I'm even thinking of like Sunshine, which has that mod where you can like remove the opening cutscene or whatever.
Fast
Like even
90%.
that, like
Yep.
yeah,
no,
even like things like that where you can just make it easier so you don't have to spend 8 minutes per reset or whatever it was for that cutscene.
yep.
Great stuff like that. When this got made, I was a huge fan. And even if you're not like, if you're somebody who's like more of a quote unquote purist when it comes to speedrunning, um think about how good of a showcase this is in that mindset, as opposed to like, oh, is this, a more standard speedrun that I'm used to. Like when we put together an event or create a schedule, things like this are huge, because it creates consistency, two, it creates a shorter, more interesting category, and yeah, it just this was just an easy thing. Plus it's BioShock. I mean, who doesn't love BioShock? These runs are super cool. They always are.
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
run is definitely on the longer end too. The estimate was closer to 2 hours than it was 1 hour, and it's a pretty dense like hour and a half as well. This is a run that has a really decorated speedrun history and a lot of tech within it. And even though it is like on the easiest difficulty, like you would expect from an FPS run, I find the combat in it to be pretty like fun to watch as well. Even if it is just kind of like, even if it is you're kind of like one tapping everything, I still find it really enjoyable. So, yeah, BioShock Infinite. It's funny you said who doesn't love BioShock. I hate BioShock Infinite. Like I'm a BioShock 1 purist,
Interesting.
but this
Mhm.
run kicks ass. The run is really great.
Yes.
So, and Hill Runner's hat adds a lot of really cool tech to the run too. That's why you're seeing Gulch like shoot the ground over and over, and you see the yellow stuff appear on the edge of the screen. That's triggering what the HRH mod does, or what the Hill Runner's hat perk does in particular.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, it's really, really cool. This is gonna be a really great run.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to our next run. Okay. This
Oh,
was
yes.
oh my god, Bomberman Fantasy Race. I don't know if people know about this game. I didn't know about this game. It's a racing game where you're drifting around on these bunny rabbit creatures, and you're literally drifting, and then it has damage boosting. It's got freaking damage boosting. Like this this was one of the true gems of this submission cycle for me. And I couldn't believe what I was watching. I've never seen a racing game quite like this one. And for me, I was just like, dude, it's a racing game with damage boosting. Like, what's not to love here?
Mhm. Yeah. Mario Kart wishes is all I'm saying.
True.
True.
Yeah.
Actual
Yeah,
facts.
Mario Kart wishes. Yeah, no, this is really cool. I mean, like you can see on the screen, we've already got like an example of all of the tech that Brian was just explaining. It's just such an easy watch. Like, look how fast and how incredible this movement is. Like, so unique of a concept for like a racing game, a speed game, and then it's plus the Bomberman love for it, which I just really like Bomberman as like a franchise. And this is obviously not like Bomberman as you might imagine, but like it just having the rep is really, really cool too.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm not typically a fan of racing speedruns because I don't really,
Mm.
I mean, find them kind of boring. But if you can speed up your racing game by not just having a better line, that's extremely interesting. Like,
Yes.
this game has like wall kicks in it, and
Yeah.
bouncing off the
Mhm.
walls, damage boosting. That's interesting.
Mhm.
A couple of comments I wanted to read off from
Yeah.
chat. Tuesday Runs in chat. Shout out to Tuesday Runs. Also got the Gunk into the
Oh,
event.
the gunk is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Tuesday Runs, I just want to give a special shout out to. Just kind of came out of nowhere with a ton of like really good submissions. By the way, like
Yeah.
everything they submitted was a banger. The Gunk was the one that ended up getting in. So shout out Tuesday Runs. Another comment from Catchy. This kind of gives me Subway Surfer vibes in the best way, and I actually see that 100%. Like it does kind of.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see why you said that. It does. I feel like it does channel that to a certain extent. So yeah, I think this run is really cool, and I think kind of what you were talking about, Swooce. I feel like the main criticism of racing game runs, like I'm a racing game fan, but I feel like the main criticism of racing games usually is like you're usually running like 3 laps on the same track, so you're kind of seeing the same thing over and over. But I really like how the entire time the movement in this game feels really dynamic, specifically because of the drifting and the bomb boosting that you're just doing over and over and over again. I think it's just so, I think it's really cool. And just to quote you directly, Konception, it's such an easy watch.
Yeah.
Such an easy watch.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's gonna fly by. You're gonna forget that you're watching it, and then it's over, and you're gonna be like, "Wait, I want more of that."
Yo, what's up,
100%.
Zyphles? I'm not sure if you saw, we were just talking about your Gordon and Daxter run. Great to see so many.
Oh yeah, we can't wait.
Great to see so many SGDQ runners in chat. But yeah, I feel so. I talk about this often. This isn't going to be the first time I say this. Every single submission cycle, there's always a few of those games that just kind of, or you're just kind of like, how did I never hear about this before? How did I not know this run existed? This is amazing. I'm obsessed with this. That was this game for me. This was one of the true standouts of this submission crop for me, and personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what an unexpected delight.
Just look back at the segment. Oh, awesome. Glad to hear that. So that was Bomberman Fantasy Race. Cannot wait. That's coming up from Lively Raccoon at SGDQ. Do not miss that. A lot of do not misses on this list. Okay.
Yeah, shocking.
I talked about at the beginning of the show how there are a lot of runs that I've been wanting to get into GDQ for a long time. Memoirs of Magic from my boy Teddy Ross. I cannot tell you how many times I have pulled up to a games committee meeting and being like, guys, we got to take Memoirs of Magic from Teddy Ross. This run is very bizarre. It's really interesting. I'm just going to kind of read directly off the page here. It's a GZ Doom total conversion mod, but with a lot of like Zelda inspo. There's spell casting. There's a lot of really interesting movement. There is a ton of combat. And better than I would say anything else, it's an hour and a half of Teddy Ross on the stage. Like,
yeah,
I think that's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
Teddy's been submitting
so.
this game for a long, long time.
Yeah, it's just going to be great to have Teddy on the screen for longer than like the usual 10 to 25 minutes or whatever we get for him on. Plus I feel like often Teddy is in like the silly or, you know, sometimes horror even fields primarily, which are definitely different vibes than what this is. And I'm just kind of very interested to see not only longer Teddy, but like what kind of commentary this elicits. This is going to be really interesting to me.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I'm going to be. Oh, go ahead, Swoosh. I'm going to be seated for this. For
Oh,
sure.
I don't have too much to say. I don't know too much about this, but it is it's definitely interesting. Like, I mean, I'm kind of just watching it, and I don't really know what's going on, but I like jumping around and casting spells. I think that's fun.
Yeah, it's really one of a kind.
We love casting spells.
Yeah, truly one of a kind. I love the comment from Nerd Piggy. This is a Doom mod, a total conversion mod for GZ Doom. Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm just excited to see how Teddy approaches this. And you were talking about from the commentary perspective as well. I think it's going to be really, really cool. I actually can't see what's going on in the game right now. There's like a pitch black segment or something. But
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the light.
Yeah, also Teddy has a
going to
run
be
on
really
Silly
fun.
Block as well. Bait and Tackle.
Naturally.
Yep.
Yes,
Which
Bait
I'm
and
sure
Tackle.
we're going to hear all about Silly Block once we're done with this slideshow portion of this. That's for sure. So
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. Yep. There's quite a few in there that I'm excited about too. But yeah, this game is going to be a lot of fun. Again, you know, we talked about how, you know, that we felt like this list was a little bit more eclectic. This is another one that I feel like scratches a couple itches simultaneously, which I think is really unique. So cannot wait for this.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next game. Here we okay. Fine, we'll talk some horror block right here. Look at the screen right now. This is the Evil Within 2, and it's got tech like you would not believe.
That's
it
normal.
has tech like you wouldn't believe. There are a lot of out of bounds. There are a lot of zips. This is a run that I've been a fan of for a long time. It got submitted and almost got into a GDQ during the online era, but there ended up being some complications kind of at the last minute, and I was heartbroken about it. So shout out Avukamu for continuing to run this game and submit this one. This is I really like a modern horror rep in particular, and especially from a franchise that we've never seen before. I know The Evil Within isn't like the most popular horror game of all time. But it is like a fairly popular one, and I'm really excited for this, but primarily because it's one of those games where you would not expect there to be all the tech that exists in this game. And I also love giving a showcase to a speedrun community that has recently kind of like, broken a game back open and has kind of revived itself. So there's a lot of really interesting horror rip in this games list, and Evil Within 2, and like I mentioned, never been featured. So I feel like a lot of never been features are first time features in like a 10 years on this games list in particular. I know neither of y'all are horror people, so I don't expect y'all to have a ton of stuff to say about this, but I will open the floor for y'all if y'all had any observations about Evil Within in particular.
Yeah, you're not wrong about the horror things. Yeah, it's not a particular genre that I play, and I'm usually a baby. Just to be candid, that's what that's made the main reason why. But to kind of speak on what Brian was talking about, I also particularly enjoy when we have modern rep for our horror block. And what I also enjoy is when the tech is like so visually impressive and distinctive that you can't help but be locked in, even if you're not a horror fan. And this game does that for sure. Like there is just so much going on here. It's really great to look at, but interesting again from the horror perspective. But yeah, there is just a lot of really cool tech in this, and I think people are going to be surprised at how much you can break this.
Yeah, my thoughts as well. I'm definitely not a big horror person, but just looks interesting. I am surprised we haven't had this before.
Yeah, me too.
It's at least a series that I've heard of as someone not into horror. So definitely interesting. There's a lot of, it looks like FPS changing strats, which is always interesting to deal with.
Yeah, we've been watching this clip for all of a few minutes, and we've already seen this like crazy out of bounds setup.
Yeah.
Doing some sort of out of bounds now, yeah.
Clearly, like extremely precise. Like, oh, there's a zombie out of bounds with you as well. Oh my god! Like, anyway, yeah, I'm pretty stoked for this. I think this is one of those games that's going to surprise people for when they tune into Horror Block for sure.
Yeah, cool stuff for sure.
Yeah, another sleeper hit.
Yeah, and no shortage of those on this games list for sure. Comment from Tuesday runs, Avu is such a chill guy, ran Chronos the New Dawn because of them. That's really cool. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I love seeing that. I love when it's like I saw a runner do this and I started running it, and then then we get to come full circle and then get on the GDQ stage. I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
Huge. Never mind. Avukama says I hate that guy, so rescinded.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
Never mind. First hand experience.
So yeah, definitely tune into Horror Block. It's going to be a pretty fun crop. And this is kind of horror adjacent content. This is such a bryonato list of games that we're talking about right now, I have to say.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Whoa,
I am
movement FPS, crazy.
really excited for DUSK any percent inbounds. We've only seen this game once. That was online in 2020, and this is going to be its first live in-person appearance from Shinene, who currently, I believe, has the second place time, so one of the top runners in a very high skill ceiling game. Reading directly from the slide here, I would call DUSK like one of the definitive modern boomer shooters. Like I feel like DUSK is one of the reasons why we keep seeing so many of these, like games like Don't Stop Girlypop, for example. It's because it's close to a perfect FPS. And I really like I always highlight the runs on the schedule that in particular are extreme skill showcases. And I mean, it doesn't really take much. You don't have to watch this for a long time to just look at how blisteringly fast every single portion of this run is, how precise all of the combat is. The damage boosting is sick. And this one is going to fly by too. Like the estimate for this is like 20 minutes.
5, yeah, it's a short one for sure.
It's a really short one. And I love Quake movement. I love boomer shooter movement. This one is going to be a treat, I think.
Yeah, I've seen DUSK speedruns before. They are super interesting. The game is just so fast and precise, and it's just really cool to watch. Like, I mean, he just did a level there in like 15 seconds. Like, no big deal.
Yeah, I also these games are worst. Oh, go ahead, Brian.
You go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, I was surprised, like seeing the slide only once in 2020, like because this game is such like a mainstay in my head for this genre. So I'm really surprised that we've only had it one time. And I mean, we've talked about other boomer shooters. We talked about this one, like having incredible movement. I think that's obvious with what we're seeing on the screen. But like the amount of like I don't know how else to put it, but the amount of like knowing where to go like is always impressive with this stuff. Like I not only it doesn't move quickly, like I barely can parse what it is that I'm seeing on the
This
screen,
one's
much less
almost
I
too
don't know how
fast.
somebody yeah, it's like how do you play this? But I can
Yeah,
barely watch it. How do you get around?
right.
Uh it's just like the skill on display for these is just so impressive to me.
I love the precision through all of these like really narrow corridors as well because I mean you can kind of peek at the input display in the bottom right corner. You know, like you're moving at like a 45-degree angle, like you're strafing the entire time, and so the amount of precision that it takes to navigate all these sequences is really next level. It's one of those games that it's just palpable, like how hard it is just from watching it.
Mhm.
So, yeah, this one appeals greatly to me personally. I'm very, very excited because I mean, when we had this back in 2020 as well, it was also a banger. So I can only imagine that once we actually get this in person, it's gonna go pretty hard. Oh my god, this run is so sick. I'm just like watching this, like
Yeah.
even though I've
It
seen this
is
run, I'm watching
so
this being
damn
like, well, that was
fast.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
Well, that was
Yeah.
fucking cool. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. This is gonna be this one is not a sleeper hit. This one is a hit. Like it's
Yeah.
just going to be a hit. This
This
one's just a
is
pure people are gonna
super
be
cool.
psyched for this one. Yeah.
shout out to Nene, Dusk, any percent inbounds coming at you for SGDQ 2020. Okay, some silly block rep. Here we go.
Yay, finally.
I don't think
Finally.
people know anything about Cyberia. My boy Lifelike has been submitting Cyberia forever, and this is a really bizarre category. It's all unique deaths. I don't really know anything about Cyberia, but there's like a million ways that you can die in this game, and they're all
Mhm.
hilarious. Like it's truly a comedy routine watching this game. And I remember so I used to be on the silly subcommittee. I'm not anymore because I
Mhm.
just have too much other subcommittees to do stuff with.
Yeah.
But I was always
Fair.
I was always arguing like, guys, we need to get Cyberia into this game. Lifelike is fucking hilarious. Like every single time he dies, he just goes like, oh, or something like that. Like, what is you know what I mean? Like you come up the elevator and some guy just shoots you. Game over. And
Oh.
some of these death sequences are hilarious. Anyway, Lifelike ended up kind of making a new category that cut out two of the really long auto scrollers and cut the runtime down by like over 20 minutes. And now the run is finally in the marathon. I forget
Mhm.
if either of y'all were in the call when this happened, when we were in a meeting, but I was like, hey, silly subcom, did Cyberia make it in? And they were like, and so I think it was Amy that was like, yeah. And I literally popped off. I was like, yes, yes. Like, I'm such a fan of
Yep.
Cyberia. This will be like my ass will be in the crowd during silly block for this run in particular. It is I would there's a lot of good stuff coming up on silly block, but for me this is the don't miss on silly block
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just hop in because
Yes,
Silly
please.
Block is like my love, my pride and joy, and I love this run too. When I was still back when I was running Awfully Silly on Hotfix, I had this run on there as well. I talked to Lifelike a little bit as we were getting prepped for this, and I fell in love not only with how funny and goofy this run is, but also like you were already alluding to, Brad, the commentary behind it, the presentation of this is so good. It's going to be really, really funny. People don't really know what to. I mean, like you're watching the screen right now, and
Yeah.
there's just a goofy, like almost FMBS cutscenes and stuff like that
Literally,
too.
yeah.
Combined with the deaths, it's just going to be so fun. I can't wait. This is probably my one of my go-to runs for the silly block as well. This one is going to be exceptionally funny.
Yeah, this is one of the longest, or I think it might be the longest silly block game we have, which is
Yeah.
still
Well,
what?
not counting one that has
Oh my
an
god.
incentive that will make it
True.
quite a bit longer. So
Um, but yeah, this is just a weird game, and it
That
fits
was such a long
perfectly.
death sequence. Oh my god.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting
If you want to
I'm just laughing my ass off
see like a
watching this.
bunch more of those.
Yeah,
Yep.
this just fits perfectly for silly block. I think it'll
Yeah.
get over really, really well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and to give a little bit more perspective on the category thing as well, because what Brian was talking about, the main downside for it in the past not having as much of a chance was just the length, because all unique deaths was still the category that Lifelike was submitting. But there's, I think it's 2 Lifelike's in the chat, so if they can correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong. There's 2 of the deaths that have these like auto scroller and things that we were just discussing that add up to 20 minutes. 2 of them add up to so much amount of time, and removing just those 2, so you really don't miss much to get there, to make this more of like a more appropriate length for the block, especially, which is full of shorter runs. Perfect. Took the feedback, made their own category. Please do that, by the way. The more people who can do that, it's exceptionally a good idea. So please definitely figure that out. If you have a game that's like, oh, it's really cool, but it's really long, figure out something that makes it like a really good showcase that's more palatable in terms of length.
For sure,
Please do that. Yeah.
Especially if if you're gunning for blockers on, because length is a big factor for this section.
Yeah. 100%. Yes. Yeah, Lifelike saying all of the unique deaths are still there. Yeah, one of them is early, add 7 minutes. The second set of them adds 17 minutes.
Wild.
So
Wow.
the deaths are still there. You
Wow.
don't miss out for much, and we get to cut out like 25 minutes. So like best of all of the worlds you could think of.
Damn. Yeah, cannot wait for the Silly Block is going to be a lot of fun. And there are definitely some surprises in store for Silly Block 2, which I'm not going to say anything about right now. So
very interesting. We're gonna keep it at that, but there's some stuff that we're doing that's very interesting.
So yeah, cannot wait for Cyberia. Definitely don't miss that on Silly Block. And let's move on to our next run. This one is one that I am particularly excited about for a lot of reasons. This is Dying Light any percent HSG from Eric G08. If y'all missed Eric's run of Modern Warfare 2 at AGDQ 2026, I highly encourage you to go back and watch that. I'm just going to quote the slide directly, as I have a few times this show. It was tremendous. Eric did solo commentary for that run, and the execution was like top level. It was really, really good. And something I'm going to point out really quick, this is not Eric's video that we're watching. For Google Slides, I have to use YouTube videos. So this is a different runner, but the same category, the same run that you're going to see, just as a disclaimer. The Dying Light has not been seen since AGDQ 2018. That was the only time it's been seen, and it was co-op at that. So this is the first ever solo run of Dying Light that we're seeing. And HSG stands for Hook Stuck Glitch, which we kind of saw right at the beginning of this clip where you're flying through the air. It was this glitch that Eric helped discover and pioneer, and it was considered like so difficult and crazy and maybe in some ways inconsistent that the community ended up making a whole new category for just that glitch and like kind of banning it in the regular any percent run because Eric is just too much of a gamer. So it's a lot. It's
too talented.
It's a run with a lot of really cool grapple tech. It's a run with a lot of cool movement. It's a run of a pretty popular franchise, I would say, as well, and just kind of adding to that really like top tier list of like horror and horror adjacent content that we have on display at this event.
Yeah, for 100%. Like this was really, really cool. To highlight what you were talking about with Eric's run at AGDQ as well of Call of Duty. I remember when Eric was going into that, he was feeling like a tiny bit under the weather, not like sick or contagious or anything like that, but like was like, had just traveled, was like a little bit run down. So I was like, oh, poor guy. Like this might be a little bit more of a lower energy run, or like, be a little bit on the quieter side. Then just pulls out like not only incredible gameplay, but really great commentary from a solo comms perspective too. So like as seeing Eric back on the schedule, this is not a subcom that I'm in, but seeing Eric back on the schedule, I was like, hell yeah, absolutely. Like even if he did it by himself, he would do a great job. And if he has other commentators, that's great too. So like you can't go wrong.
Yeah, similar thoughts. I think it'll be a really good showcase, and I mean the game's cool. Just from having seen a couple clips, like there's just weird stuff in it, and I'm really confident that the commentary is going to be very, very good.
Yeah, I think another thing that I really enjoy about this run is that I think even if the grapple hook movement is kind of just like point and click sometimes, it's really engaging the entire way through. I think it's really fun just to literally watch somebody like yank themselves around just all over the place like that at all times. I find the run to just be kind of constant action, really fluid. And yeah, I mean, I've talked about this a few times in this show, but I just like that we're getting rep from stuff that has really not games that either haven't been seen in the better part of a decade or sometimes over a decade, and really
Mhm.
popular franchises at that. So that's pretty cool. Also, shout out Richard in chat. What's up, dude?
Hello.
Hey, Richard. Yeah, this is like Spider-Man the shooter. Like I'm fully in it. Like just the flying around, the zip lining, all the cool the movement to it. The obviously the FPS component's really exciting. The horror component's really exciting as well. Like another run that just like scratches a lot of itches and has a lot of different rep. So
Yeah.
really cool stuff.
All right, moving on to our next game. We're getting close to the end here.
Oh yeah.
One of my most anticipated runs of the event right here. Mass Effect 3
Mhm.
90% from my boy Microwave. Keep an eye on the screen right here. He's about to do one of like the most complicated skips in the run. I know Mass Effect 3, not the most popular of the Mass Effect franchise, but it's the only one that I don't believe we've ever shown at GDQ. I'd have to double check that on
So, yeah.
GDQ VODs. But this run
That sounds right.
is sick. The amount of tech in this game would really, really surprise you.
Yep.
And I honestly, I genuinely feel like Microwave is just one of our best runners that we have, like currently. Like his commentary is incredible. His skill level is top notch. I'm every single time I'm really blown away. Like I really aspire uh as like a speedrunner, as a speedrun commentator, I really aspire to be like Mike, honestly. When he did commentary for I believe it was Captain Ezekiel's Oblivion remastered run. I think that was S25.
Uh-huh.
He was on the
Mhm.
couch just talking about stuff like he had 1,000 hours in the game, and I had learned that he just sat down with Zeke for the entire week and just like absorbed all the information about that run and was just like an expert on it by the end of the week, like on site at GDQ. And I have so much respect for that. And so when Mike was grinding this game a ton last year, I was like, that was like appointment viewing for me. And it's just a sick run to watch. It's got a lot of movement. The combat in it in particular. Mass Effect 3 has a surprisingly Doctors Without Borders is in my chat. What the hell? Slash
All of the
VIP
doctors are here?
slash
All of them.
VIP Doctors Without Borders immediately. That is awesome. Let's go. Is that my yo? That
Hello,
yeah,
hello.
that's my favorite
Awesome to
charity right
see.
there. Hello, MSF in the chat. That's awesome.
Huge.
But yeah, I'm gonna kind of skip maybe ahead to a different part of the run here. Another thing that I will talk about with this run is the combat sequences in it. In particular, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to find one immediately, but the combat sequences in particular in this are really, really cool to watch. It feels like watching a John Wick movie. The way that Mike just like clicks on everybody's heads. Like Mike is really good at games in a way that
Yeah,
constantly
clearly.
surprises me. So anyway, I beyond excited for Mass Effect 3. If y'all have any
Yeah,
thoughts
I
on
mean,
that,
for
sorry, I
sure.
was just gushing like crazy right there.
Yeah.
Um,
No, you're
this
good. Yeah,
this
you go,
will be the
Suits.
first time. This will be the first time we featured Mass Effect 3 at an event.
Wow.
So that's cool. Yeah, a lot of first time show games shown, at least in this slideshow. And I think in general as well, there's a lot of games that we've never seen before or haven't seen in such a long time that they're effectively new. There's in this chat, there's been a lot of excitement for Mass Effect 3, so I think
Mhm.
this will be really fun run. And yeah, like you said, Mike is just really good at the game. Like, I mean, looking at the splits that are on this video is best. Some of best is like a little over a minute better than PB for a run that
Yeah.
long. That's
No,
wild.
that's
Like,
crazy, and he has a lot of
yeah.
splits too. Like that's not like
Yeah.
those are like what 5-minute splits max
Yeah,
over the
like
course of an
that's-
hour run, and yeah, like he just plays to that level. And dude, the comment at this run is so cool. I'm just like geeking
Yeah,
out
yeah.
watching this. Like,
Yeah, this is wild. This is wild. Like not only is the combat cool as well, but like when I was evaluating this run, like I already knew the combat was going to be like super good. But like even just the simple like traversing between combat segments or what have you, like there's a lot of precision that goes into like a lot of the movement tech and a lot of the movement based tricks as well that requires somebody to have that level of skill to be able to execute consistently. And Mike is just, I mean, like we all have said it, but like not only is Mike good at the combat part, Mike is really precise at like moving and getting like the most optimal pathing forward consistently. I mean, that shows in the sum of best, like we were saying. This is
Yeah.
going to be a wild display of skill.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
So yeah, Mass Effect 3, one of my most anticipated games. As we're at the tail end of the slideshow
Yes.
here, it's just going to be all games I'm going to be freaking out about, basically over and over and over. Especially Transformers War for Cybertron from Nistani. Holy shit! Like I couldn't contain my excitement with the bullet points in the slideshow. My good friend, one of my stream mods actually, Tron Javolta, who I met through speedrunning Titanfall, was running this game years ago, and every single year I'd be like, Tron, submit this game for GDQ. It's so sick. This run, people don't know. It is so good. Like, it's literally hype as fuck. And so when I saw this come through the games list, I mean, I popped off kind of like you saw me right there. Nistani is fucking awesome. I'm so glad that Nistani is going to be running this game. I couldn't think of a better runner to showcase this. And this run is one of like the heaters on heaters on heaters of the event. There is so much tech. People don't know that this run is like the sickest shit out there. And also it's Transformers, which is just like a sick IP. And then of course mentioned at the very bottom bullet point there, it has an Autobot versus Decepticon bid war. Like, come on, dude, it's so good.
Mhm.
It is so good.
Yeah, I'm really glad that this got taken. I played this game when it came out, and I like the Transformers as a franchise quite a bit, so I was excited for this one to come out, especially because most of the Transformers games aren't good. Like there aren't good
Yeah.
ones, not a lot of them. So like when this one got made and I played it, I was like, holy shit, this is what a good Transformers game could be. And then I got to see the speedrun of it, which is just, I mean, like this crazy like transforming tech to where you go back and forth between vehicle and like bot mode or whatever you want to call it. The movement is wild, plus you get
So
this
good.
shooter element to it. Like there's just so much excitement with this run. It's so fun.
A mech shooter where you can turn into a car and do Rocket League side dodges.
No,
Like I don't.
literally.
There's a lot happening here, and it's a really. I mean, it looks like a really well done like mix of genres of just like this part's just a racing game. Like this is not a shooter. You are racing, and then it turns into a shooter. It's strange in a really cool way.
Yeah, I have to say, like, aesthetically
Alright.
as well, like this game is really neat.
Yeah.
Especially as far I'm glad that the world is gonna finally get to know like how good this run is, and that Nistani is gonna get to be the one to showcase it. Like, I don't know. I don't remember the last time Nistani was at a GDQ. I think it's been a few events. I'm just excited to see the
think so,
guy
yeah.
and have him on our stage. Like, yeah, great runner, great
Yeah.
personality. Like,
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, I can't remember if Lunistis was the last time, but that run always sticks in my head as an example of like what Nistani is capable of on like in a presentation standpoint, which is just like greatness. Like just seeing Nistani on the stage is always really exciting. So
Yeah.
the skip he's going for right now is really difficult, by the way. Like, this is a great example of just how cool the tech in this game is. You have to ramp off of that with the car at a specific angle and then like dodge roll up there to get a checkpoint, which you can then reload. Dude, it's awesome. It's just fire the whole way through. So, again, like I said, we're at the tail end of the slideshow. These are all runs that I'm like most anticipated up there for me for sure. Any final thoughts from y'all on War for Cybertron from Nistani?
all right, are
This
you
is cool.
Autobots or Decepticons fans? Which one are you putting your
man.
money towards?
I mean, I think Autobots is my favorite of the two runs. It is two separate campaigns, so you do the bid war and which one you want to see. I think they're both cool. I like the Autobot run just for all the car tech that we've seen so far. So I think this could be a great bid war. I'm really excited for the bid war.
Yeah. This one's gonna
Yeah.
pop out. Even not knowing what goes into both campaigns, people are just gonna lose it for Autobots
for your
versus
favorite,
Decepticons as a concept. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, gonna be really fun.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Greebles in chat as well. Hi,
very cool.
Greebles. Greebles works for MSF. If you've ever seen
Huge.
Greta on site at a GDQ, she usually has colorful hair, maybe sometimes like pink or something like that. That's Greebles in chat right now. So
Yeah,
thanks so much for joining us. That's really cool to see MSF rep in here. Autobots
Yeah.
for sure. That's why you're my
Also,
goat.
Also, people highlighting Nastani's last run was the Fire Emblem run, which I had forgotten came after, but that run was also exceptionally good. Like that run was really, really cool. And I'm not even like a Fire Emblem or a strategy game fan, but I was locked in. I forgot.
True.
I thought that one had come first, but yeah, yeah, that one was great. Oh my gosh! So another reason to be excited.
All right, moving on
Yeah.
to our next run. I think if I remember the order, I think I know what's coming next. I'm okay. I'm
Oh
not gonna
yeah.
scream again. I'm
Oh
not gonna scream
yes.
again. But just imagine I
Oh
wanted in
yeah.
that moment to
Oh
go,
yeah.
"Ah," which I guess I just did. This is okay. This is definitively my most anticipated run of the event, period. This is incredible. For the first time ever, GDQ is going to have an actual pinball speedrun at GDQ. And you might be wondering, how the hell do you speedrun pinball? Total Nuclear Annihilation actually is beatable and has an end credit screen where the game just ends. So there will actually be a physical Total Nuclear Annihilation cab on site that we are going to be capturing, and you're going to be watching live. I've been a fan of pinball, kind of my entire life, like so many other people. Like I played Space Cadet back on my Windows 98 machine or whatever it was, Windows XP. And I was really into that. Only within the last couple months have I become like actually truly obsessed with pinball. I live in Portland, Oregon, which is like one of the best pinball cities in the US. And I'm going to like tournaments now and everything. So when I saw this come through, I was like, oh my God, it's perfect. And I want to talk a little bit about the runner, Ryan McSquid. Is literally so, it's incredible to watch people that are good at pinball and have a mastery of like nudging the machine and controlling multi-balls and knowing what objectives to do and what rules are next. Total Nuclear Annihilation is as far as like features go, is a pretty simple machine with a lot of like easy to understand goals. And what was I have the video muted because we're talking over it, but something that really surprised me when I watched the submission video was Ryan's commentary chops and how easy he made it to understand everything that was going on. And how well he described like what his objectives are. It's really funny in this video as well. He's like 20 minutes into it and he's like, "Oh, I'm still on ball 1. Let me just drain intentionally 2 times in a row because I've just been playing too well." So this is really cool. And something else, sorry, I'm just gonna keep fucking gushing about this. Something else I discovered about
Keep
Ryan in kind of in the lead up to the Gameslist coming out was Ryan actually, I forgot I wanted to pull this up, so maybe I'll do this kind of after. Ryan actually designed a physical version of Sonic Spinball. He actually like homebrewed it, built the entire thing himself, and like it was so successful that he ended up getting hired by American Pinball as a game designer. Like it's
Oh my god.
yeah, it's just really cool. And so it's just like, wow, and you're just gonna come run at our event? This is fucking cool. So I would love to
Yeah.
hear some of y'all's thoughts about this, because we've never seen anything like this at GDQ.
Yeah, I was super psyched about this. I'm a big pinball fan myself. I'm not like I'm not going to tournaments. I'm not good at it at all. But anytime there's pinball around, I'm like a huge fan and I'll lock in for a while. I was already on board like as a concept, so I was excited. Then not only like all the stuff that Brian was just talking about with the skill on display, the fact that this is like a beatable table, which is very unique in style. I was actually like really impressed with how this is presented. Like just looking at the display on the screen right now, it's really clear, really easy to parse the information, which I would imagine would be difficult typically
Yes.
from a pinball capture perspective. And like the thought that goes into a presentation when you make a submission like this can like make or break it for me. Sometimes I'm like, I like a concept, but the presentation of it is lackluster. So we just need to like refine that part. This is one that I was like, not only am I sold on concept immediately, I'm immediately in on how it is presented. It is just so impressive to me.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the commentary was also just excellent. Like Brian mentioned earlier, the commentary is good, but Brian's also commentating at a very high level while playing the game at a very high level, which if you've self-commentated like a video game speedrun, you might know that that's fairly difficult as it is. But imagine doing that while playing pinball, where it's a bit different. I'm a pinball fan. I'm definitely not good at it, but I could not think and commentate what I'm doing while playing it. So this is just really impressive.
Yeah, I think what I'm really
Plus
excited about
in
this
person.
is
Yeah.
and in person. What I'm really excited about for this too is, I think it's kind of difficult to comprehend, like, at least it was for me for a long time. Like, how does one get good at pinball? Like, pinball is infamously unfair, difficult, mean, cruel. How are you consistent with something that is, just like completely physics based and so like random at times? And I think Ryan does a really good job of explaining some of the techniques, like, like catching a ball, like post passing, all of these advanced techniques that, like pinball has tech just like anything else. And I'm really excited to kind of have Ryan kind of pull back the curtain on how you be consistent at something as difficult and unfair as like a pinball machine. And then something I want to highlight from BD in chat, who I know is also a very big pinball fan. They had to say, this is my favorite pinball machine ever. It's very accessible to learn, but so hard to master. And getting Reactor 9 is genuinely impressive in any context. And Ryan's going to do it in under 30 minutes. Like, it's
Yes.
pretty wild.
Yeah.
That was the other thing I was surprised at, was like the estimate was really low for this too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like the part that you're highlighting right now, because I just got reminded at the YouTube like chapter mark underneath. This game has skips in it. Like there's tech to it. Like beyond just like I'm good at pinball and here's my pinball tech. Like there's stuff that's skippable. There is like
That's
the
fun.
typical speed run kind of tech to it.
Yeah.
It's what a truly like one of a kind gem to have on the schedule. Like
Yeah.
we're very lucky, honestly.
Yeah, such a cool showcase.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I can't wait for this. It's gonna be great. I'm really hoping, like, I don't really know what the pinball selection is gonna look like for the arcade at SGDQ, but that would be, that would be super sick if like TNA ends up being there, So give people a chance to actually play it before they watch it get absolutely smoked
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
on stream.
Mhm.
So that should be cool. But this actually wraps up the slideshow portion of the SGDQ reveal show.
Mhm.
However, I'm joined, of course, like we mentioned, by Konception and Swooce. And this is the really cool thing about the GDQ Games Committee, is that we all come from different backgrounds. We all have different tastes. We all have a bunch of stuff that we're excited about on the schedule. So I'm actually going to I'm going to pass it over to y'all now to talk about some games that you are
Mhm.
really excited about. And I see a couple you got queued up already, Konception.
Yeah,
So
I queued up a few.
I'm just gonna pass the floor to you first and pull up this run that you just dropped for me. Konception,
Yes,
tell me
this
about
run.
Edd and Eddy the Mis-Adventures
Yeah.
from Sin Dark Face.
Okay, yeah. So like just forewarning everyone, everything I'm about to pull up is very quirky and very much in my jam. Like that it's this vibe. This run is so sick. Like
It's
I
so
mean we
good.
already pulling up right away. Look at this really cool movement tech it has to it. Like there are so many cool tricks to like super, get around flags and things like that as well. It's just truly, licensed games kind of have like a knack and a similar vibe to like an Awful or Silly, where they people enjoy them. There's an audience for them, but there is not, it doesn't go beyond like it's niche within a niche kind of audience. But then there are some runs that I feel like can transcend that. One that comes to mind was a couple of events back we had Flushed Away. That run
Right.
is
Oh,
so sick.
true.
That run is so sick, and this run is like that for me. Like yes, it's a licensed game. It's silly in nature. It has that nostalgic viewpoint for people who like watch Cartoon Network back in the day or really enjoyed it. But this run has so much cooking for it that I think people are going to be like really surprised beyond the fact that it's just like an Edd and Eddy video game.
Yeah, this is much better than I expected given the name. I mean, it definitely goes back to the time when licensed games were good.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have
and from a speedrun perspective too. Ugh.
a
Yeah.
pretty good
Ugh.
crop of like good licensed games for this GDQ as well,
For
and a lot of
sure,
them
yeah.
based off popular cartoons. So whenever we have like especially a bunch of really good games like that, it allows you to do some fun stuff with the schedule, which I won't say anything more about, but keep an eye out on May 15th. We're having some fun building the schedule for sure. So
Yeah, there's some fun
yeah.
little things
but
in
yeah,
there.
This is a really cool
I'm
one.
excited about this because for one, the run is sick, and I love these hidden gem license games. I'm about to start running one myself actually. coming up here in the next like month or so.
Oh,
But
Exciting.
huge.
Ed and Eddy this was my favorite cartoon when I was a kid. I
Yeah,
spent
it's really
so
good.
many hours watching Edd and Eddy. So, there's a part of my inner child that is really happy to see this game on the GDQ stage, and I think it's really really cool. So yeah, Sindark Fates, who is in chat, gonna be running this, and
Mhm.
man, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be very cool.
Yes, thank you for
Yeah.
submitting this. I've wanted this game in for a while. Like this game has been on my radar well before like it was regularly submitted to GDQs as well. I've seen many people run this game. I've seen this game a bunch, and I was so glad that we had not only somebody submit it, but like we had the ideas that we were kind of alluding to behind this as well. And it's going to be really, really fun. Really fun.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna I got some submissions from Swooce here, so I'm gonna kind of jump back and
Yeah.
forth between the two of y'all, if that's cool.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, I
So
made sure to throw some in.
yeah, this one is from Swooce. And Swooce, tell me all about Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door from Sway NC.
I am so excited for this run. If you know about this game's speedrunning history, this game has been broken wide open at least 5 times in the last like 10 years. So there's a new glitch. I don't know it exactly. It is fairly new, like within the past couple months. It's called Zero Hitbox, and I believe it gives Mario no hitbox, which lets you do just skips a lot easier. So teleporter room early is like historically one of the hardest or one of the harder skips in the run, which lets you go to chapter 7 early. And there's been like 10 different ways to do it, and this is just another faster way. So that's super cool. Sway is also a super good runner, both just as a person and as a speedrunner. I think he just got a new PB last night and is
Sick.
like 15 seconds away from world record in this category. This is probably my favorite game of all time.
Wow,
So
I didn't know that
extremely
actually.
excited.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Mhm.
I'm extremely excited for Thousand Year Door here because the last time we
Yeah.
had it, last time we showcased this game was, give me a second. It was HDQ 2024 any percent,
Wow.
and the time has gone down by over an hour since then.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah, 2.5 years this game has already cut down a full hour. So this just keeps getting faster.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Yep. This was a great poll. I can't agree more. Like this is up there with one of my favorite games too. It's exceptionally good. Sway is like a really really good at this game in particular. There's especially hearing that PB and being like really close. There's so much tech in this. There's so much that you have to get right to make this happen.
Yeah.
And to be able to play at that level so consistently is just wild. Plus, I mean, it's Paper Mario. It's the best Paper Mario for my money. Even though I have a really special place in my heart for the first one too. But it's just I can't wait. People are going to pop off for this one. This one's another
This
instant
game's
win.
this speedrun's so hard too. Like this
Yes,
was
it's so difficult.
So I began speedrunning in 2015, which I don't know if that shows my age, probably in one way or the other. This was the first game that I tried to run and I gave up because it was too hard. Like there's
Damn.
the skill floor
Yeah.
of this game is so high. It may have gotten easier because the run's about 3 hours shorter than when I started playing it.
Right.
But
Crazy.
yeah, I don't really think the tricks have gotten any easier. So this is a very technically impressive speedrun as well.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, any time you can get Paper Mario for an hour and a half, I mean, like you can't beat that. Like, you cannot beat it.
I appreciate y'all's enthusiasm about it too, because I am about as like as far as like Mario stuff goes. You know what I mean? Like my this is why it's great that we have so many varying perspectives on games community, because I look at Mario games and my eyes kind of gloss over. You know what I mean? I'm like, where's my first person movement? Where's my air strafing? You know what I mean?
This game has a sort of strafing if you're
that's so
if
sick.
you're a very very it's called speed swapping. If you are like facing up as opposed to like facing right, you go a little bit faster. So there's a little bit of air strafing in this game.
That's
so
awesome.
there you go.
That
Yeah.
Damn
rules.
source movement in my Paper Mario game.
A little bit.
Literally.
Yep.
Be hopping. No,
Are-
yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Like I'm also in the same vein generally with Mario. Like I'm not somebody who gets super. I didn't play a ton of the Mario games growing up. I'm not particularly good at like 2D platformers, especially, so I don't have like that nostalgic viewpoint for it. But these games, the Paper Mario RPGs, oh man, these were absolutely my jam.
Yeah.
And I know they have their fans. People are gonna lose their minds for how cool this run is,
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, I'm not on the subcommittee that deals with Mario, this game or Paper Mario, but I was like, hey, y'all need to take this, like, please. And I'm very happy
Yeah.
that it was moved through. So
Yeah, that was an easy take for sure.
So I'm going to move on to your next submission, Konception, and I'm glad we're talking about
Yeah.
this game. This one has already actually, if you were following the SGDQ on SGDQ or on GDQ socials, you'll know that this run is in. Gex, Enter the Gecko.
Yes.
From Yoshi Pro.
Yes.
Konception, why are you excited for this run?
Oh yeah, there are many reasons. One, you were talking about it with Memoirs of Magic. I haven't been on the committee as long as Brian has, but basically
had a
since I
long
was on
road.
committee or maybe one of this one, I was like, we need this run, and then it gets a long way, and then it gets cut towards the end for another Yoshi Pro run, for example, or something in a similar vein. And I was so psyched that we finally got this one all the way through. This one has been on my list for a bit. This run is super sick. I mean, obviously it's PlayStation 1 platformer movement, 3D platformer movement, which is exciting. It's also really goofy in nature. Like if you're not familiar with Gex, it's a lizard who's obsessed with TV and has a human girlfriend. So like there's a lot of like goofiness
activities
to it. Yeah, just like really, really bizarre humor. A lot of referential things to like TV and movies, which speaks to my heart as well as somebody who like is obsessed with watching TV and movies all the time. So I love it. And then like we have this wild movement that we're seeing kind of like on display right now, a lot faster than your usual PS1 platformer kind of movement. Plus it's Yoshi Pro, who I think is like exceptionally like unique and funny with
One of a
their
kind.
commentary.
One of
I
a
think
kind. Yoshi
yeah,
Pro.
one of a kind for sure. Like the vibes for this run are going to be really, really fun. It's going to be like kind of a silly energy vibe without maybe necessarily being in the silly block. So I cannot wait for this. It's going to be so fun.
yeah, my thoughts exactly. This is just a fun. I've been gunning for this game to get in for a little while now as well, and it's just so fun.
Yeah, I'm really pleased to see it finally get through, and I was really excited when I saw everybody's reaction to it when it got revealed in the SGQ. So or SGDQ. So yeah, this is gonna. I have to say, like, old school PS1, PS2 rep in this particular GDQ goes particularly hard. I think I saw if it was either Shredberg or PMC that pointed that out earlier, but yeah, really excited for all the kind of like I'm not sure how obscure you would say Gex is. I feel like it definitely like kind of had its time, but
yeah,
a lot of great representation here,
Yeah,
which I think is awesome.
there's a certain level of relevancy now too, because Limited Run put out the Gex trilogy on modern consoles now too. So like this game is now you don't have to have a PS1 or PS2 and a disc to play this game. It's accessible now in a modern format as well. So I think there's some excitement around that too. Probably people playing this game for the first time or haven't played it for many years and are reliving it again. So a lot of excitement in that direction as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move on to the next submission here from Swooce.
I almost put this one on my list too, by the way. So.
Okay, cool. I love it. We got Hey You Pikachu. This is going to be a race, correct?
Yes.
It is.
So this is going to be from Bird, and then remind me who his race opponent is. I don't recall off the top of my head.
It's Bird 650 and Burnt Bowser.
And Burnt Bowser. Okay, sick.
Racing
sick.
Hey You Pikachu, which is one of the games of all time. I mean, like everyone knows what this game is. It's a Pokemon game on the N64, and you have a microphone. So I'm just excited to see the audience interaction with trying to mess up the runners, just screaming and trying to screw them up.
Yeah, I think this is a run in particular that really benefits from being in a live setting. more than
Yeah.
anything else. Like I think this is gonna be. I think this is gonna be really, really fun. You know, I have very vague memories of playing Hey You Pikachu as a child. So I'm excited to see like what exactly it looks like in a speedrun context, especially with like a ballroom filled with like hundreds of people that are also trying to disrupt the race.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
such a strange concept to be a speedrun. I don't know if the game's any good. I played it as a kid too. I probably never made it far because I wasn't good at video games. But you're just talking with Pikachu for a half hour. Like, that's cool.
Mhm. Yeah. Yep. I mean, yeah, obviously it's Pokemon, so there is some natural excitement for Pokemon fans, right? That's built in there. But so people have submitted Hey You Pikachu in the past. And what makes this one more special for on my side is that Hey You Pikachu is a run that the any percent category is like an hour and change. It's quite long, which like is fun, but like if you submitted that as a solo, the gimmick starts to play out pretty quickly. And there's not a lot going on, you know, to get through that hour plus change. This is a really cool way, a great example of like taking something that was almost there but needed to be refined for a presentation standpoint, and making it more palatable for a general audience. This is a great example of how you do that. A shorter category, a race, embracing the chaos of what a live audience can do for this run. This is what is going to make this like an exceptional presentation.
Yeah. So
And I'm
for
really,
those
really excited for it.
wondering, this category is Discovery Days, which looks like it's just the first 7 days of like the game,
Mhm.
as opposed to any percent, which is get to the credits, which I don't know how to do that in this game. But so yeah, this one is about half the time of any percent. So
Yeah. We talked about it with Missland too as well. Like, give me a gimmick peripheral. I'm kind of involved already from the get go, and like
I
this reminded me there's another run that I really really like that I had on my show when I was running Awfully Silly that is in a very similar vein, which is Seaman, which for the I think it's the Dreamcast.
Dreamcast, yeah.
Yeah, which Rizuru ran on my show, and it was really, really funny. It's a category where you're trying to basically grow this like fish man thing from baby to larger, and the goal is to get it to say that it loves you by talking into a microphone. It's basically you're shouting, I love you," trying to get it to say it back to you. It
I
just
like the
makes me laugh so much.
description. I
Yeah,
like the description
the
of you grow
category is
him
even
from
called "He
baby to
Loves You"
larger.
percent. Yeah, too larger. Because it's still like it's a fish body and like a man's face. I don't really know how else
Yeah.
to describe it, but like, yeah, like stuff like that really tickles me, and this scratches a lot of that itch as well. So, oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
featuring Leonard Nimoy in Seaman. I ideally like. Oh man, I love that game. But yeah, this is really really fun. There's gonna be a lot of fun chaos to it, a lot of like gimmickiness. It's gonna be a really really good time.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have us move on to not swooce, Conception's next run that he put up here.
Mhm.
I'm really you know, I was looking at this, I was like, how did I not put this on my list in particular? So I appreciate that you put this up. Let's talk
Mhm.
about once it loads. Mary Shelley's
Yes.
Frankenstein from Sharif. Please
Yes.
take it away, Conception.
Yes. Okay. So like if you've watched GDQs for a while, Sharif is probably somebody who's very familiar to you. Somebody who is perennially in the awful or silly block who tends to run like FMV games, these point and click games with like really goofy nature, in like FMV cutscenes, really funny concepts, things that like who plays this? I think he even ran like a game that was just a DVD, like it wasn't even a video game one time. So like it was like Sharif can make a DVD interesting. So let's just start there. Like that is already a really really fun concept. Now we get into Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which maybe this is a tiny spoiler or not, but it's not labeled as such. This is not an awful block game. This is not a silly block game. This is outside of that realm. It is silly. Let's be honest. It is very silly in nature. Like it definitely has that Sharif FMV charm to it. But there is a lot of like interesting
Sharif in
tech to this.
chat.
Like it
I'm
looks really
free.
slow. Yeah.
That's so
I'm
funny.
free.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, that is true. My profile picture was taken on a couch for Sharif. Might have been running that DVD game even. I can't recall. But
Oh, that rules.
Yeah, there's much more to this than meets the eye. This is based off of, by the way, it's based off of the '90s film with Robert De Niro. That
Wow.
version of Frankenstein. So like
Wow.
it has that nature to it as well. Plus it has this whole point and click stuff like that. Plus it has really interesting tech that you wouldn't expect from this. Plus it has like horror adjacent vibes, but also silly adjacent vibes. Like it scratches like all of these like really satisfying itches for me, and I will be seated whatever time this gets put at. If it's 4 a.m., if it's 12 p.m., I don't care when it is. I'm gonna be there. This is one I'm seated for.
One of the games,
Yeah,
yeah.
Johnny Rock. Yeah, Johnny Rock. I couldn't remember if Johnny Rock was the DVD or if that was a console one. That sounds like it would be the DVD though. Also, just to highlight as well, Sharif and as a, like an individual person, big inspiration for me. Like
Oh, real?
Sharif ran Barbie at AGDQ 20, the last event before the pandemic, which was a run before like I was heavily involved with GDQ as well or anything like that. I saw that run, I was like, holy shit, this is what goofy speedrunning can be.
This is
like
what
this is what
speedrunning is all
this is how
about.
you present it. Then I picked up the game myself eventually, and then I got to run it like 4 years later and have Sharif on my couch, like a full
This
circle
dog
moment
fight
for
scene
me.
is
And
unhinged.
Yeah, it's a
What is
fighting game.
happening here?
Yeah, it's a fighting game.
Yeah, there are
too.
fighting game parts. Yeah, this game becomes a fighting game.
You got the infinite on the dog.
Work.
That's mean.
Yeah. Wow, stun locking a pooch is crazy. Crazy work.
Wow.
But yeah. Kid, like just even if you're like, I don't know if this game's for me, watch it because Sharif will make this a presentation that you won't forget. I can guarantee you
sure.
that.
Yeah.
He's really, really exceptionally good at this thing.
Yep.
That represents the Chicago Dogs season. While I love the fake baseball reference in the SGDQ reveal show. That's actually facts, Flying Marlin.
Full circle.
Also, shout out Sharif's hat game in the background, by the way. Damn.
True.
That is a
Huge.
hell of a
Yep.
stack right there. So yeah, thank you for putting this forward to highlight it, because yeah, this is again, when we talk about the games list being eclectic, like
This is
This is
eclectic
awesome.
as fuck.
this
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for this run and to see and just to see how the presentation is handled and everything. Yeah, Sharif has been doing a lot of really amazing stuff with GDQ for a long time, especially within like that silly awful block range. So this is gonna be cool. I just like, what's not to love about this? There was a ton of enthusiasm
Yep.
about this, like
Yeah,
internally.
for sure.
Everyone. I was prepared, by the way, when we were evaluating this game. I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to defend this one. Like, people are not gonna be like, I knew it was for me, but I was like, I'm gonna come with this. I'm gonna be like, no, seriously, like, watch this, like, put some time into it. It's really good. And then everyone was like, fuck yeah,
Everyone
like
was
we should take this
thrilled,
one. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah. I was like, everyone was pumped immediately, which was really good for my eclectic heart. The word of the day. So.
I know that's the buzzword that we're gonna be using like for the rest of the
Eclectic.
yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait for this. It's gonna be so much fun.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be great. It's gonna be a blast. I'm gonna move on to, this looks like the last run that Swooce has put forward.
I could always find more, but
And
for
I'm
now.
I have to say, this is one that, you know, even as somebody that helped make the games list, is not really on my radar. So I'm honestly excited to hear more about this. Swooce, tell me about Power Shovel.
I don't really know how much more there is to say about this. This is a quirky game. It's a mini game compilation.
I'm
but
assuming
you're
this
in
is in
heavy
Silly Block, is it
machinery.
not?
Yeah.
What is happening?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
This is our closer. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, true. So it's a mini game collection, but you're in heavy machinery, and I don't know. It's one of the games of all time. It's one of the shortest, I think, in the event, actually.
Yes, I think it is. Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because this is just such a weird game. So yeah, the first mini game, you're just you're scooping turtles out of one pool and putting them in the next pool. Again, we're in a backhoe, doing stuff, math, of course. Yeah, there's just weird stuff in this game. I don't really know what to say. It's
no, it
it's
does
mini
kind of
game-
speak for itself. Like,
yeah, mini games
Yeah.
in heavy machinery. Like
buy.
Yep.
A comment from PMC Trilogy. I had to 1v1 Jadalyn in this game at a PS1 mystery tournament. Dude, I would pay to watch that. That sounds amazing.
amazing.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds incredible. Yeah, this game is super fun. Like for obvious reasons, it gave me vibes of a couple events back when we had battle construction vehicles
Right.
in as well. Or on the backup list at least. I can't remember if it got in formally. I also had it on my show, and also the person who runs it was so nice that they gave me a copy of the game after they were on my show. So like it all starts to bleed together. But like this run is so goofy.
Wow.
It kind of gives me that vibe of like the Japanese exclusive like kusoge kind of games in that era as well. It's just super goofy, super fun. Yeah, this one's gonna be really, really good.
Wow. Yeah,
Shasta
this
in
is.
chat mentioned that there's an exclusive controller for this game. I just sent you a link to it.
Oh, no
It's
kidding?
kind of like the machinery inside of an excavator. It
An
is like
eBay listing.
dual joysticks. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So,
oh wow, that's so cool.
ooh, now you're cooking curry in an excavator.
Yep.
Wow.
The power
Yeah.
shovel. Yeah, look at
Wow.
this. Look at this.
For only $225, this could be yours.
So I don't know if the runner has this, but I really hope they do because that would be amazing.
Wow.
I feel like if anyone would have it, Party Man would have it.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Party Man has that energy. And I mean that affectionately, fully affectionately. Yeah.
Yeah, I clicked through this one.
Oh
It was
my
like,
gosh.
this is really short, but it's really funny. So
Yep.
I think this fits perfectly in Silly Block.
Yeah, that
Yes.
is.
Yeah. I
that's-
can't wait for this. This is gonna be
That is going to go incredibly hard. This is also this next game we're going to talk about is also like a
Ooh,
silly block. You know,
yeah, we're
adjacent
taking
game.
over Silly Block style.
this one's
I've-
iconic.
we're
Yeah,
talking
I've
about
already
Silly
seen a lot of comments in chat about this before we even put it up on the screen, especially talking about other licensed games. We have M Sushi running Snoopy on the Commodore
It's Snoopy.
64.
Yes.
So,
Yep, a
please-
Commodore 64 run.
Yeah, please tell me about
Look at it. Look
M Sushi running Snoopy on the
Look at-
Commodore 64.
look how beautiful. Look how beautiful this run is. Now this is this is Snoopy. I'm kind of using this as an opportunity to talk about Awful Block as a whole, but this is a really exceptional one. Now look at what M Sushi's doing here. This category for Snoopy for
So
Commodore
slow.
64 is called 9 loops. 9 loops, right? Which means that essentially you're beating the game 9 times, which is a weird category. And look how slow everything moves. This is really slow paced,
So boring.
really slow paced. In fact, though, whenever you beat a loop, I don't recall off the top of my head if it's like a glitch or an exploit, or if this is just like a feature of the game or not. But when you beat a loop, when you go into the next loop, your speed increases, like your movement speed. So we're in the first loop right now where
The whole
everything is
game
really
speeds
slow,
want me to
but
click
a
ahead?
lot.
Want me to click
Yeah.
ahead a little bit here?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, this
Fast
looks like the
forward,
fourth
fast
loop.
forward.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're in the fourth loop to get a little bit of a perspective in the speed difference. Things are moving quicker. Things are getting a little bit more difficult. Little minor platforming additions happening
oh
here
God.
that are even hard to discern what it is that's happening on the screen.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get to loop 9, so if we could flash forward even farther potentially. Let's see. Yeah, we're on loop 9, and this is.
Here, I'll
this
go back
is
a little bit here.
how fast- yeah.
You're just
So
throwing
it
yourself
becomes-
in the level, trying to hit the cycle.
It becomes a game where it is too fast to control. So
Yeah.
now you're basically at the mercy of hopefully I can land exactly where I need to, or else I'm just going
Oh
to die
my God.
repeatedly over and over again. Combine this with M Sushi's commentary,
Right.
which is he is like an exceptionally really good commentator, really skillful game player when it comes to like Celeste or Portal, especially like things that he's really known for. Add that level of skill, add that level of commentary to the goofiest game that you could possibly think of, and you have Snoopy. And
Yeah, I mean,
Pop
it's
off.
perfect.
To get a
Yeah,
perspective
the
on how
pop-off.
fast some of the loops are, his second loop split in this case was 5 minutes 15, so 5 minutes 15 for two loops, and then the 7 to 8 loop was 45 seconds,
A minute.
not even.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it
Yeah.
speeds up dramatically.
2 minutes in the last 3 loops.
Yeah.
This
is not
it is
Snoopy.
goofy.
This
And
is
then
not
look, we're back to
Snoopy.
port. Yeah, we're back to port. Yeah. Yeah, ask
This
him
just-
Sushi what he popped off for more. Was a Portal PB or a
My
Snoopy
my
world
man
record?
stood
Yeah. I
up
think
and
you'll know your
walked away
answer.
like that was a full-on speedrun pop-off. Like,
The Snoopy record.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, there he is.
You see people. You
That's
only see people popping off like that for like SM64 records. Like
generational run.
Yep.
I gotta get. I gotta
Yes.
get a freeze frame.
Generational.
Like right.
Yeah. Emote that.
Um,
That's an emote right there.
This game had been submitted the past couple events, and I had been very on board with it. So I'm
Yes,
happy
we
that
both
it's in
were.
now.
Yeah.
But
We
yeah,
both were. Yeah. But
what a
yeah,
game.
new activity in the scene, new records being held,
Yep.
plus the M Sushi buff it was undeniable, so.
Yeah.
Speaking of, this is that's kind of the last bit that we have for games that we specifically wanted to talk about. I just kind of want to peruse the games list and just kind of scroll
Yeah.
through, talk about some other stuff that we were excited about as we kind of like wrap up
For sure.
this reveal show. Speaking of SM64,
Ooh,
something that
do
did I just
tell.
Yes.
Oh, I think I just killed my music. That's fine. Something that I want to talk about in relation to SM64. This is a pretty big deal. Let me scroll down to the super part of the. Where are we here?
Yes.
Right
Okay,
above Brotherhood.
Coming
there.
up. Wow, sorry. So many. Okay.
Yeah, the
come-
website's a little.
No, literally, it's a little difficult.
Yeah.
Hands up.
Past showcase.
Yes.
This is going to be the premiere of the Super Mario 64 120 star task. This has been, I forget how many years in
Yeah.
the making, like
12,
5
I
plus.
think, since the last one. It's
Yeah,
been
like-
12 years since the last
Wow.
120 star test.
Yeah,
So.
this has been,
Wow.
years and years and years in the making, and like it is going to be showing off for the first time at SGDQ 26, which I am just so grateful that they were like, "Hey, can we show off our tasks at your event?" And we were like, "Yeah, you can do
Please.
that.
Yeah, please
You
do
can-
that.
you can
Please
do that.
please.
That is going to be really, really cool. I'm just going to kind of scroll through the games list here, and kind of point out any other stuff that I think is going to be exciting. And feel free to jump in, at any point as well. ADF doing Balatro,
For-
Nane it, however you
Yeah,
pronounce this.
yeah.
That'll be Nane Inf.
Nane Impf.
Yes.
ADF gets to talk about
With
math
your
for a while, like what's not to love
exactly.
there.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. If
Yeah.
you're an ADF fan, if you're an ADF content fan, this is like you couldn't ask for a better run. This is an incredibly popular game, plus the scientific and math breakdown that you know and love from ADF. That is it's perfect. Like this run is going to be so
Yeah.
much fun. Plus it's Balatro. Like Balatro was incredible.
Yeah, and ADF is going for an unseeded run. So for those who don't know, Nane Inf is break the score counter by getting a number above like infinity, which is like 1E303 or something. And he's gonna be trying to do that on just a regular unseeded thing. So that's wild.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's so much on this list that I'm looking forward to.
There, I mean, yeah. DMC5 from DE Cosmic. I'm really excited to see him get the run back with that. If people remember AGDQ 2020, we were like, I was not on committee at the time, but I remember overhearing conversations from like people in the hallways, like, are we going to need to move the schedule around because they were like 2.5, 3 hours behind or something? It was really bad. And then DE Cosmic came and ran DMC5 and finished like 45 minutes under estimate and like saved the schedule.
No big deal.
So anyway, it's cool.
Wow, what a hero.
It's cool to see this run coming back. PMC Trilogy, Die Hard Nakatomi Plaza. I mean,
Yeah, that's it. I was
Very
gonna say
good
that one.
game. Yeah.
I know PMC.
Another run that you would not expect. That is
Mhm.
going to be a cook. That one's going to cook. That run is
Yeah.
fun. It's so fun.
DKC2 is the opener. Is going to be awesome.
DKC2 is the opener from
Yes.
Ryan Ford. Ryan Ford doing 102% for the opener. Yeah, is going to feed families. That's going to be really good.
Yeah, just to highlight, by the way, as well, because I saw this on Blue Sky earlier. Ryan also, if you go to Ryan's Blue Sky account, he has a page up to get some funds to get over there as well, especially since he's the opener. So wanted to highlight that if you're trying to
post it
help
in chat.
help a fellow speedrunner out. Yeah, definitely do that because this Ryan is an excellent speedrunner. He's also a great guy. Like he is just like a
For
great
sure.
human being. So you definitely give him some support, and I am really excited to have Ryan as our opener. Huge.
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah,
say,
TBC are highlighting mother as well.
Yeah, Mother One on backup, I think is really cool. As somebody that just transparently couldn't give two damns about Souls games, even even I'm pretty excited for this 4-player all bosses Elden Ring run, featuring just like some of like the names in Souls runs. I think is pretty cool. Um,
For sure.
oh, Ghosts and Goblins. Ghosts and Goblins
Mhm.
are that's one of my
That's gonna be
favorite arcade
really, really
games.
good.
I think that's gonna be
Mhm.
sick. There are so many
The
cool
skill on display there is wild.
Yeah.
Hypogia and then Isopod, two 3D platformers that don't check those out. If 3D platformers are your shtick, those are going to be really cool. Mario Super
Mhm.
Sluggers on backup, I think, is so funny.
Yep.
Yeah. The
Mega Man
baseball ref keeps
DOS
coming.
is
Mega
there
Man DOS,
too.
Yeah.
Mega Man
That's
DOS
one of
is
the
Mega
games
Man
that we
DOS.
have.
We have
Monster,
there
Monster Hunter
are
Wilds.
a few. Yeah, that's a great one too. I was just about to highlight that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds, which another run that we did as the SGDQ as well. Giles been putting in so much time and effort into making this a run that could be on the stage, and he's exceptionally good at Monster Hunter. So like,
Yeah.
it's
literally.
gonna be really really cool. Yeah.
Pizza
This one I'm
Tower
really
swap
excited
mode,
to see
of
with
course.
how the layout of how
On the layout.
of how support
Yeah.
class and Chris Handel and all those guys figure out how
One
to
of
get
the
this.
longest game
I-
names we've ever had.
Yeah,
Yep.
Randall the Grape Jelly Cube
Yep.
goes to Soda Valley for some reason. That's going to be fun.
It was not the reason it got on the schedule, but was it a factor? It was.
It helped.
It was
It definitely
definitely a
helped.
factor.
The game
It
itself is
definitely helped.
really cool though.
Yeah, that one. It's a really goofy 3D platformer. I knew Swooce would be particularly interested in that one. It feels very much
Yeah.
like a couple runs that Swooce runs. So
Yep.
like it has that really goofy energy.
We have two Snoopy games.
We have
actually.
two Snoopy games.
Two
Snoopy's
Snoopy
Grand
games.
Adventure.
Snoopy's Grand
from Seldom
Adventure
Seen
by
Kid.
SSK as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Slay the Spire 2 was
Yep,
shouted
Slay
out
the
on the
Spire
SGDQ duel.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
talking about some of the other licensed games that we have, Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights goes extremely
Oh,
hard.
huge.
And then,
Yep.
of course, we
That's
have
such a
the
good
new
game.
So cool.
SpongeBob game, Titans of the Tide, a race between Punchshot and Kaons. If I got that
Yep.
right.
Yep, and they're really, really close in time. Like they're really
Yeah,
that I
that's gonna be
think
a
that
fun
race is
race.
going to be like super competitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
StarCraft,
Wanted
Terran
to
campaign.
highlight.
StarCraft
Yeah.
is cool.
You beat me to it. I was about to highlight that. That is really cool. That is what makes that one cool. So this is the PC version of StarCraft. However, what had a little bit of a more difficult road for specifically regular StarCraft to get in on the PC was that it had an auto scroller that added like 20 plus minutes that you could not skip. That makes
it was
everything
exactly
like
20
it's
minutes.
essentially. Yeah, it's like a fight that you have to let the clock run down before it ends, even if you like perform exceptionally and wipe everything off the board already.
Yep.
This run is the PC version, but the N64 version of StarCraft had an ability to basically like go through and like once you complete your objective in that mission to move on with the rest of it. So it saves you that 20 minutes. This
Yeah.
is the PC version that implements the N64's ability to do that essentially. So
Wow.
it's just an instant 20-minute time save and makes the run a lot tighter, which I think
Yeah.
is really, really cool.
Yeah, that'll be really fun.
There's some really good Kaizo on this games list as well. And since I kind of
Yeah.
since I'm kind of over it right here, Super Dram World 3 from Revelug. If people caught AGDQ 25, you will definitely remember Rev's run of Super Sheffy World 2, which was, in my opinion, one of the runs of the show. I just wanted to shout out Super Dram World 3. This is a brutally difficult and like any Kaizo, just very like infamous Kaizo for a lot of different reasons. And Rev is just, in my opinion, one of my favorite Kaizo runners currently, or one of my favorite Kaizo players out there right now. So I'm really excited. He's going to be coming to SGDQ with Super Dram World 3. If this is anything like how Super Sheffy World went, it's going to be sick.
Yeah.
I'm, I would never describe myself as a Mario fan. I do fucking love some Kaizo. I just think this
Kaizo's
is
a whole nother level.
it's just awesome, man.
It's so difficult.
Yeah, so I'm just excited to see
Couldn't
Rev
agree
pop
more.
off on our stage again because last time it was so good.
Yeah.
Yep. This will be kind of a dual shout out, but I couldn't agree more. I'm not a 2D Mario person. Didn't play. I played them a little bit, but not a huge fan. Things I will lock in for are incredible Kaizo runs as well as Maker races, which we also have in the
Yeah.
schedule.
Yeah, the troll
Yeah.
the troll
It's-
race from Carl Sagan Marble and Joe's Cook, like it's yeah, anytime I see like Carl Sagan maker stuff, I'm like, yes, please. That'll be really great. This brother
Mhm.
Yeah.
both of these are gonna have they're gonna have like a similar theme between them where it's gonna be like multiple players on like doing either co-op or on the same screen at the same time. So I think these are gonna be two different flavors of a similar thing, but also like way different games. Um, so
Yes.
no shortage of really interesting, like Kaizo and Kaizo adjacent Mario content. I just saw Nerd Piggy pop off about this, the Tetris
Yeah.
Championship. This is I know
Yes.
Tetris is
Konception,
really cool.
you've been talking with Toast and some of the folks that were helping put this together. Can you
Yes.
tell the class basically about what's going on with this Tetris tournament
Yeah.
and
I'm really
GTAs?
excited about this as well. Yeah. I'm really excited about this as well. Yeah, it's basically, yeah, GTA has actually reached out to me a couple months back saying like, hey, I have somebody who's interested in like getting a Tetris tournament championship up on the stage. And I had just recently talked to GTA's like for his podcast. And he was like, hey, can I connect them with you and we can figure out what's going on? I was like, yeah, great. Yeah, let's figure this out. So connected me with Toast. Got talking with Toast about what their vision was for what they have planned, which is that they were already basically interested in running the tournament on site as part of like our regular tournament situation, which was already exciting enough for me. But they were wanting to figure out what it would take to get the championships on stage. And they presented this to me. There's a lot of like exceptionally talented Tetris folks that are going to be potentially involved with this. Obviously, we don't know who's going to be on the stage when it comes to the championship, but that remains to be seen. But the sheer talent that is going to be available to be on the stage potentially is super exciting. Plus,
Yeah.
with how much Tetris has like improved in terms of presentation and getting people excited and like watching streams of it and the competitive nature of Tetris, like it's basically at its zenith right now. And I feel like this is such a great time to have an exceptionally good Tetris showcase. Plus, they have tools implemented that are built right in to make this like a visually distinctive and interesting presentation. And then coincidentally, we have Kronos and Beastenchen who also like had a concept for this as well, and we just were able to like merge the parties,
Awesome.
come all
Everyone's
together,
doing
and
it,
make
yeah.
this like, yeah, make this like a giant, like really like conglomerative effort. And I just can't wait to see how this turns out. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
watching that very closely. Yeah.
Yo, what's up, Zero
Um,
Serenity? Yeah, you are a backup game. I remember when I saw your name come through the submission list, I was like, wait a minute, that person's been in my chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, and I loved Johan's comment in chat. I gotta know the lore about the gunk.
The gunk.
I was trying to pull up the video, but that one you'll just have to tune in to see what the lore about the gunk is all about. It's a
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of gunk in the game. There is no shortage
Okay.
of gunk.
Yeah.
I can tell you that much.
That's good.
Yep.
There
We'll
was a
be
very
gunking
good
it.
amount of gunk.
Yep.
Tuesday runs,
Mm.
great commentary in all their submissions. I'm excited for the gunk. That's for sure. Gelly,
Ooh.
is it Gelly or Jelly? I don't remember if it's a soft or hard G with I think it's Gelly.
One of
Anyway.
those.
That sounds right to me.
Talos
Yeah.
Principal all sigils.
Right
They'll be,
underneath.
That's-
Yeah.
It's gonna be really cool.
they'll be really great.
Yeah. House Principal is so great. Before you scroll too far, I
Mhm.
need to highlight Thirsty Suitors.
Thirsty Suitors from Mocha
is-
Jones.
yeah. This is definitely another like eclectic weird pick that I just like fell in love with instantly. But Thirsty Suitors is it's an RPG that has like all of these wild elements mixed into it. Plus Mocha Jones, who is like exceptionally good with the commentary and presentation aspect of this. This is going to be like such a fun little run. Plus, who doesn't want to put the name Thirsty Suitors on the schedule? So
True. Very
yeah,
true.
Yeah, exceptionally good game. Exceptionally good game.
Yeah, so much great
Ooh.
indie representation. We have Tunic 100%,
Yeah.
no major glitches. We have two different
excited for
UFO 50
that.
runs.
Yep.
And then
Mm-hmm.
something that I honestly really should have put in the slideshow, Unbeatable from Punchy.
Unbeatable.
So cool.
Unbeatable, one of the indie darlings of last year. People were wondering like what the rhythm games are going to be. Punchy is, for people that don't know, Punchy is literally so good at this game that he has an achievement named after him. Like one of the top players
Hmm.
in the world at Unbeatable. Um, I think that this is going to be sick. I'm really excited to see what Punchy does with that showcase. I think it's going to be dope. Um, I
Yeah.
think it was Shasta that was in chat earlier talking about like, hey, y'all should talk about Warrior World. I'm so stoked for Warrior World.
Warrior World's really
Yes.
cool. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not only I believe when Shasta highlighted it in chat earlier, they highlighted that this game had been like kind of broken open recently, which is absolutely true. Like this game has cut down on time a lot with a lot of additions of new tech. Add in the fact that we have, I believe, the number 1 and number 2 runners racing each other. Huge. Like I was
Yeah.
sold on this immediately. Um, GameCube, an underrated GameCube game. Really cool speed tech with 2 of the best runners in the world going head to head. Easy take for me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Um,
that I think
yeah.
we're at about 2 hours, so I would say like any final thoughts
Mm.
from y'all on this games list or any other games you want to highlight, or yeah, just kind of I guess just final thoughts for as we close out this showcase.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here. I mean, a ton of runs that are on here that we didn't even mention.
So many.
Super Monkey Ball
Yes.
Stardust is super
Mm.
cool. It's just a trick shot showcase for 45 minutes, while also completing goals. Like that's just really interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's just so much here that I'm really excited for.
Yeah, I saw a couple people in chat highlighting Wii Sports, which I'm also quite excited for as
That's
well.
gonna be
I
fun.
think people will be delighted that I think Wii Sports is one of the among one of the more popular speed games, just generally speaking. It's a game that if you have a Wii, you have Wii Sports, right? So people have played it.
Yep.
The presentation of what we have going on here, the category being GDQ Sports, I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised with some of the differences than that they might not have seen in just standard Wii Sports runs. I think there's a lot
Yeah.
there. Also near the bottom of that list, just wanted to briefly highlight Ukulele, which is a really interesting run as well. If you're not familiar with what this run is, basically it's similar in a way to Breath of the Wild, actually, where it's one of those runs where you can just go right to the final boss and get there immediately.
Yep.
But you're meant to like go through the whole story, gain things that you need to make those final steps easier.
Yep.
The Shaded Master goes right to the end, which means that if and there's like essentially like a make or break trick. Like if you die, this run is over. Like
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of like suspense to it. Like
Yep.
as
Yeah.
like if it goes well, that it's a huge pop off because there is so much that can go wrong in this run that makes it unfinishable.
Yeah,
Wow.
the
So
game
Yeah.
puts you in the final level and expects you to fail. And when you do, you enter the actual game. But you could just beat the final level
yes,
off the
That's
cuff
crazy.
without any like extra hits or anything. And that's the plan. So super cool.
yeah,
I did see some
yes,
love in chat.
high stakes.
I did see some love in chat for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and I do want to talk about that.
Mm.
We've only had this game once after it came out. Basically, it was like Rift Apart
Mhm.
came out. We had it at GDQ, and we haven't had it since. So, I am personally really excited to show off just how much the run has changed in the. How long has it been? Was it been like 4 years or so, something like that? I don't know how long exactly it's been since
Mhm.
Rift came
See.
out, but cool for it to have its second ever showing at a GDQ. I think that'll be
Yes.
fun.
Yeah, last time we had it was AGDQ 2022. So it's never been on
Yeah, first in
person, right?
person.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny.
Huge.
It's
And
funny you
it's such
point
a
out
great game,
AGDQ
too.
22. I felt going into AGDQ 22. I remember thinking like, man, we don't have a lot of like the big games that we usually do. This games list is kind of interesting, and I went and looked up AGDQ 22. If you go compare these two games lists, you'll see there's some they're actually kind of surprisingly similar in certain ways, which I think is pretty fun. And which honestly has me even more excited about this event because A22 was just especially for the online era was an incredible
Yeah.
marathon. So anyway, Konception, Swooce, thanks so much for taking 2 hours out of your day to come
Yeah.
just talk games list with me. It's a pleasure working with y'all, and it's also just so much fun being able to just tell the world about the stuff that we're really excited about. Because I mean, like for us, we've been waiting to talk about this for a minute. So I'm glad to have the opportunity to just kind of commiserate with about all this great stuff with y'all. So thanks for being on here.
Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah,
having
thanks
us.
for having us. This was a blast. I'll
sure.
talk GDQ anytime. I love games list stuff.
Yeah.
Best time of the year.
Best time of the year. I can't wait to.
And it happens twice.
And it happens twice.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna bid y'all farewell as I kind of prepare for the second half of my stream. So Konception,
Sounds
swooce.
good.
Thank y'all so much. Appreciate it. If you can get some love in chat for
Yeah.
these two, it was great having y'all.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will.
Yeah,
I mean,
appreciate
I
it.
guess I'll see
Yeah.
y'all in about 2 months' time, almost exactly. So
I know.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
That's so
In
soon.
the bright sunny Minneapolis.
in bright sunny Minneapolis. Thanks for coming on, y'all. Take it easy.
All
Yeah.
right.